Morning, everyone. Welcome to Trader TV Live. Futures in mixed. Start the morning over here with the NQ and the ES starting out the day red. The Dow flat, but green at the moment, up 0.01 with the Russell 2000, the best performing major average last week. Already starting the day down here, down 0.42. Nat gas as well as Bitcoin starting the day red as well. Lots to talk about today. Tesla back in focus, down to the tune of 6% here to start the pre-market, with Elon Musk taking to X to announce he's created yet another or a new political party in the United States. Also, tariffs back in focus as the deadline gets kicked down to August, as well as new possible tariffs on BRICS countries. We'll talk more about that. And Nvidia also in focus as chips become yet another sticking point for the U.S. with their relationship with China. Lots to talk about today. Adara bull down here to the tune of almost 10% on an interesting look here.
Yeah, and they actually announced that on Thursday, this offering here. We know that this generally isn't a great sign for stocks, but keep an eye on BULL. And then we have CoreWeave. This news actually came out just before the open, or not before the open, before the start of the show to add some more excitement to our day. They're going to be acquiring Core Scientific in an all-stock deal. This was, of course, previously reported a while back. CoreWeave to the downside, though, on this news, much like it was when this report initially came out.
All right, guys, interesting morning here with Tesla and the Mag 7 almost all red for the exception of Amazon. Neil is back in his seat. Good morning, guys.
Yes. Good morning, everybody. And it came in, and like, the amazing thing is, like, you spend a week off. The biggest change is just how much has gotten done around here.
Yeah.
Walls are knocked out, and flooring is getting. You can't see like they're working on the floor in the back, but a lot of progress being made. So that's pretty cool. I'm not very happy about Elon and Tesla, because if you own Tesla shares, thanks very much for going back into politics or digging deeper as Elon did. That CoreWeave thing. Oh, the shorts, they get a little bit of a reprieve, I suppose. Shorts have been getting destroyed on this. And look, obviously, it seems like there was a buy program. I wasn't here on, obviously, on the half day. But yeah, a bit of a buy program on Thursday. And all of a sudden, this one's starting to come back in. All stock deal is the key here for that Cores and CoreWeave deal. So I think not a lot of headlines outside of tariffs and outside of Tesla. So as usual, you got to stick to the names that are giving you some kind of movement and catalyst. CoreWeave is going to be on the mind today after seeing that news.
What's up, everybody? Yeah, great to have Neil back. We've got, I just ran into Obi on the other side there today. Yeah, we've got the sweet smell of epoxy all over the office today as we get ready to, work on Studio 8 being worked on very, very aggressively, which is nice. I mean, it looks like we're going to be on target for hopefully the fall launch of all of that. Not too much on the imbalance locator today. And also Bitcoin, like 1084, a little strange there, coming, not really breaking through anything. I thought that Bitcoin would have been either above that 111, 112 area, but not to basically where we saw it on Thursday when we last were with you. So that's exciting. Palantir also 134. Apple today moving around. It's been you missed it last week. They had an announcement there with, well, not an announcement, but talk that they're going to do either Perplexity or Anthropic, or just talk of that, nothing signed up yet, rather than doing it themselves. And then Tesla, yeah, of course, man, breaking through 300. We had seen that last night and all throughout the weekend, right? That whole third party trying to make, what was it called, America's Party or something like that?
America First.
America's First? America's Fun Farm. Anyways, yeah, Tesla down 6% today and not looking very good. But yeah, the catalysts are here for this name. So we'll be looking over here today for sure. And then, I don't know, we had a great little movement on Webull there on Friday, well, on all week. We got over $14. And then, of course, the offering today comes back down into 13 as they discussed. So we'll have to watch out for Webull. We didn't sell anything. It's in my long-term account. It wasn't in the swing account, which we should have maybe got out if it was over there. But BBAI is another name that we're looking at. Just welcome back. I hope everybody had a great 4th of July. It's great to have Neil back right there. And yeah, just more talk today, right? I mean, the Blue Jays have now won 8 in a row, which is pretty crazy. So I think you should go on more vacations.
Well, the funny thing about it is we've been to one game that they've won all year. And so we were at the game. We came back. We actually got back from the camping on Friday. Well, Check that. Well, yeah, late Friday. But then Saturday, we're at the game, and we left with it tied.
Oh, is that the one that went? Yeah, a couple that went to overtime, right?
And then they won in extra innings. I'm like, okay, so good. Apparently, as long as I'm not actually there, the Blue Jays are going to win. That said, it's
nice to see.
It's always good to see them win, but I'm a little bit worried of whether they can continue this without actually dominating. Like, they're winning by one all the time.
They're not blowing anybody out. But whatever, they beat the Yankees and the
win that way long term.
Angels. Angels are pretty good. And then now we have, what's it called? White Sox.
Well, if you can't beat the White Sox, then
so we should be okay on that one. So
we got a super chat already.
That's nice to see.
Marty in the house. What up, Marty?
What's up, Marty?
Good morning, y'all, and good luck to everyone this week. Have fun, stay safe, 100%.
Stay safe.
Always. Well, obviously, what's going on in Texas? It's crazy.
The
like,
floods. Oh my God.
I think like that's scary.
We just dropped our kids off at camp, and it's like to figure out this.
Yeah.
If something were to happen, would be. I mean,
you try to. Yeah, you don't even want to think about it. Like that's crazy stuff to even think about. And
yeah, I don't know if Marty was from Florida.
I don't know where you're from, Marty,
but yeah, good point.
True words right there.
Yeah. So yeah, it took us to get back from up north last night. We had to drop the kids off. Yeah, it took like a couple hours extra because of the long weekend, but that's okay. All right, let's go back over to the desk. We should have Michael, and it's still early to have Michael Noss right now, but he'll be in here very, very soon. All right, let's go back over the desk, see what they're talking about.
All right. Let's do a little Webull here, Adara, because this is a big move down here for our friends down at Webull, almost to the tune of 10%, 9.33%. We'll get to the details here in a second, but they are basically looking at securing some money, $1 billion flexible sort of financing line of credit from Yorkville deal. So they entered into a standby equity purchase agreement with a fund manager by Yorkville Advisor. The deal will give Webull flexible access to capital, allowing it, to raise funds needed over time. It's going to be about $1 billion in Class A ordinary shares, Adara, over a 3-year period. Any more we know about this?
Yeah, the things we know here about Webull, it's going to be, again, about 2.5% discount rate. And again, the purpose of this is, according to U.S. CEO and Group President Anthony Denier, is that the company is basically looking to pursue new growth opportunities, which would include the expansion of their product line and new asset classes, as well as geographic expansion. We know that, of course, expanding the product line and giving access to new types of assets is something Robinhood certainly be doing. We know Circle, another name in that space, is trying to do. So Webull trying to be competitive in this space, but we'll see if the avenue through which they chose to do it works out well for investors today.
And we'll just go on to another recent IPO deal. Adara mentioned this right at the start of the show, but if you're just joining us, CoreWeave will acquire Core Scientific in a $9 billion all-stock deal, and that has CoreWeave already moving up, taking out that 160 level, or holding above that 160 level last week, boys. So Webull and CoreWeave in focus.
I mean, the offering's not going to be good for Webull. When buying this at 10 or in front of the 10 level, it had everything to do with, hey, it's sort of an obvious spot. You got the consolidation you're looking for. It seems like it's in stage 1 of a breakout. So it's not something that makes sense. You want to take advantage of increase in shareholder price, and you want to get growth and all that kind of stuff. But I still think you're in the first innings here. You now have the 50 period that we've just managed to hold on to after a break last week while I was gone. So as long as this thing can hold on to 1250, I think you're still in that nice little stair step up. Obviously, that was a pretty good test of the 15 area. If it were able to get there back again, that would set yourself up for something nice. But $12 right in here looks like a recent support area that can hold, potentially for today. I'm thinking, on the other end, that CoreWeave story, I'm thinking CoreWeave, obviously now looking for shorts, it was a potential breakout. But at this point, with that news and it being all stock, I got to feel like I want to look to fade some pops in CoreWeave after getting this deal. Again, all stock deal on a company and stock which has been, let's just say, ridiculously impressive. So I can see there being some froth in here, and if we can get something back into, ideally, 163, I just can't even see that happening at this point. I'd be looking more at the 162 level in here. So 162, maybe you get into that 163. You'll have to find some shorts on CoreWeave today. We paid for locates here at Real Trading, but now that it's an all-stock deal, you could always just trade cores by proxy. And wow, it's interesting that this is down 14%. I guess because everyone was expecting maybe a cash component is my guess. So they're getting hurt even more.
Well, I think the reason, yeah, also the reason why maybe potentially because when you're holding that stock, you're holding it for the growth, the potential of what it might mean 4 or 5 years from now. Now that they're getting bought out, it's kind of like, okay, the game's over on that one, and you kind of move on to the next stock. So CORZ, good name. All right, yeah, just back over to Webull. I mean, we spent some time talking about this last week. You know, we were really happy that we had gotten this long there at $11. But yeah, this is just course of business. I'm not too worried about this stock. I did want to look at it from a longer period because just looking at it today, probably, I'm wondering if, you know, we're now bottoming here. Like, what is the reason to sell? If we liked it on Friday, the news is in, we're down 10% here on the offer. So I think Webull is a buy, but that's why we sort of zoom out a little bit and try to think, okay, where is it a buy? And I think we're right here. You know, this 1240 to 1250 area, if we dipped, and again, you know, the business was fine. We had the Brazil, we had crypto, some South American news last week, and it started to run the stock a little bit. There was some issues here, you know, banging around 12 to 1250. So I think if we can get into this area for Webull, I would look for that, you know, to catch a bid somewhere, but might be a little early to start thinking about that. It's only 840 right now. So yeah, Webull downside. We had Robinhood pulling back last week as well off of 100. I mean, it broke through 100 twice and then faded the rest of the, basically since it did that, there's the $100 there a couple times. Boom, back in. We'll wait to see if this can hold $90. I think Robinhood, again, maybe catching some shrapnel here for no reason. So I would say watch out there for Robinhood, possibly add some good dip buy opportunities as well. This 92 looks pretty sweet to me. So, but yeah, you're pulling in right now. The market is heading a little lower. So I don't know. I'm not really getting the feels on, you know, whether or not this is going to be a long or short yet on the day. But yeah, we're pulling back. You know, we were just at highs 20 minutes ago, and now we're starting to come in here. So I'd say let's wait for 9 o'clock. We'll see where some of these prints go off on the dark pools, and then we'll wait to see an update because the imbalance locator is not really giving too much of one way or the other. I mean, you know, wolf speed. Oh, wow, now it's well over $1. Okay, yeah, I was going to say once that thing gets over $1, but we're over there now. Yeah, we held that dollar on Friday or on Thursday, so that was pretty good. Other than that, man, BBAI, we had to look at that quickly. They're right now pretty flat on the day. BAC, Oscar Health. There's some good names to trade here on the imbalance locator, but not really giving me a sense of which direction we want to go. So, yeah, I have Tesla, I have Amazon is a name that I'm looking at right now for the long as well, as that's up on the day against a red market. So if Amazon can fall in, even into this 223 is what I'm trying to write down. I think there's something there on AMZN. So
it's primed.
Yeah. Oh, and it's Prime Day tomorrow, yeah. Actually. Yeah, but Prime Day has never really been, that's a good one, that's primed to go. But yeah, we've never had too much success. Because I remember one time it was like the greatest Amazon Prime Day of all time, and I think the stock went down or something after that. But yeah, it's like when you know the day's coming. It's
not as big of a deal. They keep extending it, so it's like it's not even like a day anymore. But
say that. It's July 8th to the 11th. It's like a huge Amazon Prime week, I guess, as we go. But
I haven't seen anything crazy yet. Like usually you start seeing like
I haven't even looked
a few
yet.
Things here or there, but I haven't seen anything. I always get something. What are you gonna do, man? Yeah, you got to get a little something on Prime Day, especially when you're getting deliveries every other day.
I know I need one of those pocket chargers, like when your battery runs out in your phone.
Oh, like the I have a brick.
A brick, yeah.
Yeah, we have like that was key for.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Like it's key. Like when we go camping, I try to have the phone off at all times, but you know, just on the off chance that you need it, whatever, like power my Whoop when that dies. I'm like, oh shoot, I forgot this thing's not going to last all week.
Yeah, those are good.
So you bring a break because you're not going to have access. But I mean, at the end of the day, you can get 100% you're going to be able to get a deal.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, no, with the kids have Wonderland passes and all that stuff, so they want to bring their phones so they can have that brick, but I'm just trying to pay for some shorts myself. All right, I think we're getting ready. Yeah, we do have Michael ready to go, so it's 8:45. So let's go talk about some different, I mean, I have no idea, maybe crypto, maybe some energy. We're gonna go find out right now with Sharif and Adara.
All right, guys, Michael Noss ready to go, our favorite chartered market technician out from the Maritimes of Canada. Michael, I was looking at some of these slides, and I saw Bitcoin in the beginning, you know, I saw Solana, there was some ETH, but I really want to focus on, Mike, is that fourth or fifth slide where I saw Fartcoin. That's the one that really got my attention there. I'm kidding, of course. Good morning.
Good morning, and yes, I should preface that we're going to talk about meme coins, so be careful. Right? Kind of by definition, meme coins, in theory, should have absolutely no value. So this is one of these line goes up only because line goes up. But I was looking at a couple of them on the weekend. I was going through some crypto on the weekend, and it's looking really good. So I think, you know, got to point it out. Might be something to take a trade on. So first of all, Bitcoin got through this kind of 108 area that it's been struggling for some time. You can see this really clean looking bull flag that we broke out of on Friday. It was sitting around there all weekend. Actually a very low volatility weekend for crypto, which is weird. Low volatility, anything for crypto is kind of weird, but nice strong looking chart here on Bitcoin. But the next chart I want to show here is Solana. So this is where all of these meme coins are made. This is kind of, I think, third in the hierarchy of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and now we have Solana. And massive support. I've been, you know, talking about this with you guys for a bit and other places. Around 125, there's a big level of support there. And then we have this nice little channel that we broke out of around the same time. One thing that I like to do with Bitcoin and with different cryptos is you can compare them. So here we have the next chart is Solana versus Bitcoin, right? So this is instead of Solana price in US dollars and then Bitcoin prices US dollars, this is just a relative chart. So if the line is going up, that means Solana is outperforming Bitcoin. If it's going down, it means it's underperforming Bitcoin. And that is at a very key area as well, where people, at least in the past, have rotated from Bitcoin into Solana. And we're sitting around that zone with a little bit of the same kind of channel breakout that we saw there as well. So that is all just to set up the case that if Solana is going to be strong and Solana is going to move, then, you know, for people who just want to take part in Solana, that's fine. But for me, whenever I see Solana looking interesting, it makes me want to take a look at some of these other meme coins, because if Solana goes, and some of these meme coins should go with it. Now, what I did to kind of just filter out potential like junk is that these need to be traded on like a Kraken or a Coinbase or something like that. So no like Pancake Swap or Sushi Swap or anything weird like that. So these have been around for a while, but just to preface, again, these are meme coins. They have no inherent value in any way, shape, or form. So treat these like just pure speculative, right? Don't put in any money that, you know, basically any of these could go to zero at any moment. It wouldn't surprise anyone. So first of all, here we have Pepe Coin. A lot of these are going to look about the same, where they have this kind of cup and handle style look. From February on, from the beginning of the year, these things sold off. They put in this nice kind of rounded bottom, and now they're putting in that handle style of the cup and handle. So a lot of these will look the same. You know, so this Pepe, again, looks great. For me, it's going to be a break. I don't even know how you say this, but a break of, let's just say 11, but with a whole bunch of zeros in front of it. And then your stop goes at like 8 or 9 with a whole bunch of zeros in front of it. So that's your percentage stop. And then if it gets to where it was before, that's 3 with a whole bunch of zeros in front of it. So it's, you know, it's like you're risking about 30-40% on this one, assuming you can get your stop when it happens. So just so you know, these are very, very volatile, very, very scary. This next one here is Pengu. I just can't believe I'm a 40-year-old man talking about this stuff, but it is what it is. It's a nice looking chart. It's a great looking breakout here. It's had support at about 1.5 cents for a while. Broke out of that last week. It's holding strong. I'm basically just trying to forget what these are and pretending these are like small internet companies and trading them just the same. So above, you know, say a cent or 10 cents, 11 cents, it looks good. And then the high there would be 8 cents. So a good little push there. Next one is Dog with Hat. Because sure, it's a dog with a hat. Jeez. How do I even do this, man? This is just.
Look, Michael,
right.
I'm not making any judgments. Just the name, you know. It's Monday morning. I'm having a chuckle. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
We got two more. All right. Straight face. Let's get through this. So again, just want to point out the pattern. These are nice little cup and handles. This one's sitting around 88 cents. So above that looks interesting. 62 cents is about the stop loss. The high there is 210. So if we're just looking at these as straight risk reward plays, that's pretty crazy there. And last but not least is kind of the king. It's the FARC coin with a big cup and handle here. It's struggling around about $1.20 or so. So if it can get through $1.20, full disclosure, I own this one already, right? I'll tell you that, whether it's a stock or whether it's something crazy like this. But through that, the high is like 250, which is already good. And then if you measure out these cup and handle measure moves, I know I talked about it on the Monday morning show or the Monday evening show last week. Some of these measured moves, these targets from these cup and handles, if they get through those prior highs, are 50% extension. Yeah. So on this one, for example, it's like $5 or something it could get to. So just, again, massive potential reward, but coupled with massive potential risk, and the fact that none of these in a world that's not really a simulation should exist. So just trade it knowing that these things could double or triple, or they could go to absolute zero. But they're looking nice right now, so I thought I'd bring them to you and try not to laugh as much as I could.
I got a question for you, Michael. So a lot of these ones, they have very similar patterns, as you mentioned, the cup and handle, and then you can obviously project the measured move to gauge where the profit taking can be. Do you group any of these ones that have similar chart patterns together? Because some of them, they didn't have that cup and handle. For example, Penguin, Pepe. Well, Pepe kind of a little bit of a cup and handle here. Not so much in Solana though. So kind of what's your look about grouping some of these together with similar chart patterns?
Purely technical is kind of how I look at them, and the cup and handle is a much stronger pattern than kind of a bull flag or something like that. Because just to boil it down for those, because I like to demystify these patterns, you're just looking for a downtrend that stopped being a downtrend, and now you're roughly back up at highs, and that's what makes the cup and handle pattern. So I like the look of the ones, just if it was a whole basket of stocks, I would like the ones that are closest to their prior cycle highs. So just like meme coins, I'm kind of sorting them by which ones are closest to that prior cycle high. Right. That means at least that when people were selling, they started to sell other coins versus some other coins. So those are the ones that are most interesting to me. So, again, like FARC coin looks the best because it's closest to highs, and then just kind of rank them like that.
All right, fantastic look. Michael, thank you for coming on. Good look for crypto here, already green on the day. We'll see you on the Market Recap Show.
Absolutely. See you then.
Yes, sir. We'll see you after market there for sure. So apparently, FARC over Pudgy Penguin. Okay, that's how it's going to be. Just on name basis alone, Pudgy Penguin sounds cooler than FARC, but
yeah, for sure.
I don't know what either one of them utility does. You said
I don't know. I mean, Michael,
Pudgy Penguin was in.
There must be something happening. Oh, Pudgy Penguins, I think were NFTs.
They were NFTs. Okay.
I think they were NFTs. That's where I remember them from. But no, I mean, Michael must be interested in these things. I mean, he could have chosen any stock, any sector, anything, and we went with meme coin. So thanks for doing that, because I know there's some people. Yeah, there's some people in the chat that really do like everything to do with meme coins. So shout out to all of that. It's going to be hard to trade, obviously, here on the show, but we can trade, Ethereum with ETHA. Here it is right there. It's XRP. Michael was mentioning Solana maybe being the next one, but it's XRP right there, then Binance, then Solana. So right now Solana number 6, but you can kind of take away Tether out of there as well. So I've liked Solana for a while, so we'll have to watch out to see what happens there. I mean, just hit a refresh just to make sure these are the right prices. So there we go. Now we have Bitcoin right there at 108 and change. Is that right? Yeah, we talked about that earlier. Yeah, so 108 for Bitcoin. There's Ripple, 228. So XRP doing pretty good right there as well. Ethereum's like at that price that I got out at. So, and then Solana 152. So USDC 9 and Tether 1. Those are always really good to see as well. And then Cardano and Dogecoin picking up the rear here on the top 10. So good little look there. Thanks, Michael. So anybody looking at some of those meme coins, I guess. Good look there from Michael. So thanks for all of that. And soon to be coming out, no time soon, TTVL meme coin, no time soon.
Yeah,
we're not planning on dropping that. Although that would have been a good way to raise funds for Studio 8. We could have done that, but it could have done that too. Okay, let's go over to the screen right now, the green screen. It's Adara. See the upgrades and downgrades.
Some interesting names here on both sides of the board. We're going to kick off here with Sunrun. We knew these solar names were on watch with the One Big Beautiful Bill Act. This one here getting an upgrade from Exane BNB Paribas of about almost 4%. Then we have Alliant Energy with a Wolf Research upgrade. T-Mobile getting upgraded by Rothschild & Co. Redburn. And U.S. Bank with a Raymond James upgrade. The downgrade side of things kicking off here with Applied Materials getting a downgrade from Rothschild. Netflix, which has been trading near all-time highs for quite some time, getting a downgrade from Seaport Research. Then we have Oppenheimer downgrading Procept, Biorobotics, and then last but not least, One OK with a TD Cowen downgrade. Interesting list here, guys.
Well, Sunrun for sure.
Yeah, Sunrun.
It's doing relative volume. Obviously, been on a good run. Pretty much a double up from the lows here, 550. You got the big beautiful bill. Momentum, I suppose, helping out here. What I like about the setup on this is we pull it up. VWAP and the prior high, I guess if I say Friday, you know what I mean. The Thursday high and the volume weighted average price are aligned right now at 1075-ish. So like this into a dip buy, even if it were to get down to like 1060, I think this one looks pretty good for a different rip. Like I said, relative volume in the midst of a break. It just took out that 10 level recently. And there's room to go here on the daily chart for Sunrun. I kind of like this one. Might add it to the back of the list. We'll get into the names, some of the individual names that we're talking about when we get into the watch list, but I'm going to add this to my list. I like the dip buy here into that volume-weighted average price here on Sunrun for a little continuation. Yeah, good luck.
We did, obviously, as Neil was driving back home from his holiday, his vacation there, we were able to go out. There's Fabian, Joe, Adara, Obi, and myself. Thank you for all of that, man. 66 comments, 280 likes, and 6,500 views. So thanks, everybody, for that. We had a great time there on Friday. Just a couple of drinks. On Thursday, it's Barvolo. It's right by the office. Yeah, so what's up, Obi? Right there. So thanks for all of that. Go find it at Trader TV, Sean, as well. So that was really fun. So I want to thank everybody for that love. But Netflix right now, yeah, I mean, pulling back in, I don't know, any kind of a downgrade for Netflix. I mean, I'm just waiting. If this thing can get anywhere near this 50-period moving average, then that'll be good. So anything around this $1,200 mark would be great. I mean, we still have a little ways to go before we even get anywhere near there. So I think that's a buy. So if Netflix on the downgrade today, down 0.49, it won't be a traded stock. I mean, unless you guys know, put in the chat, is there a lesser symbol like NFLXU or something like that for Netflix? Because right now at $1,200, especially with the spread, it's not an ideal day trade. Maybe there's a derivative of it. So if you guys have that, maybe we can do something like that. But yeah, for me, Netflix, any kind of a move lower here, just following the market. But again, I think it's a better stock than the S&P 500. So if the market falls back in and Netflix gives us some buying opportunities, I'd buy Netflix. So NFLX, a good little thing for me to store away in the portfolio or add to the position that we currently have. So yeah, I think Netflix coming back in gets me excited to put some more money to work. So we'll wait to see if Netflix has a move down from here. So yeah, you know, we have crypto, we have
apparently IonQ.
Yeah, I heard something about IONQ right now. Was it an offering? No.
Pricing of a $1 billion equity offering. It's
yeah,
flying.
so it shouldn't go up on that, but there goes IONQ right now, up 10%. Well, 44 to 48 is 10%, but we're just flying around a little bit now. 8%. Going higher here, IonQ. So again, it's stock specific. I mean, there it goes, right? QBTS stock offering may be well received. Yeah, so nothing happening here with QBTS, although this bounced nicely off of 13 or so-ish. Yeah, there's that nice $13 level that we saw earlier last week. We had actually talked about this. I thought this was coming into 11 potentially to buy it, but it looks like it holds the 50-period moving average. But this is dancing a little bit on this. So QBTS upside a little bit and IonQ upside as well. So yeah, interesting stuff happening right now. So if you're into IONQ, good name there, good quantum name. Looks like it wants to go higher here on a $1 billion equity offering. So normally it goes the other way, but we'll figure it out. Maybe it's something that they need cash for something. But there it goes, up 8%, now only up 5% coming back.
There's a few more details now that I look at it.
That's be something.
I don't know if you... Here, I'll just read it myself.
Yeah.
We have offering of 14.17 million shares and 3.86 million pre-funded warrants at $55.49 each, as well as 36 million 7-year warrants at $99.88, exercise price purchased by Heights Capital Management there. So some more details. But yeah, IonQ certainly flying around. See, there wasn't a heck of a lot in terms of news. You get the CoreWeave deal with cores, then you got IonQ flying around here, Sunrun going on an upgrade. There's always something moving around, guys.
All right, guys, 63.23. That's where we closed out yet on Thursday on the ES September contract, with the overnight high being 63.15. So here's the deal. We're barely above 6,300 right now. So we'll look firstly to defend that 6,300. If we do, we're looking at that that 25-point area as our initial area of resistance. If we get by that 63.23 area, we're looking at 63.50. Now, if we fail that 6,200 area, we're looking at 62.75. That consolidation area as our support. All right, guys, make sure to get the watch list every day. Adair prepares it, and we all use it. It helps you know what is moving on the day, which stories are important, and how to organize your trading strategy. So make sure to get that. It comes right into your inbox every day. All right, the first name on the rundown, TSLA, down a prohibitive 6.5% over here as Elon Musk revealed plans to start a new political party. Driven by his dismay with the big, beautiful bill and some of the spending that is in that bill. Musk said his new political party, dubbed the American Party, will target about 2 or 3 Senate seats and about 8 to 10 House districts. He claims that this would give leverage as a swing vote on controversial legislation, kind of as an interplay between the Democrats and the Republicans. And he says it will align with the true will of the people. Re-entry into politics, obviously, causing some anxiety, Adara, amongst Tesla investors who lived through this not that long ago.
And guess what? Donald Trump has already responded. That is Elon Musk's former ally, now, I guess, rival, for lack of a better term, and, of course, the current president of the United States. He said that he is saddened to watch Elon Musk go, quote, completely, quote, off the rails, becoming a train wreck over the past 5 weeks. He doesn't like that Elon Musk wants to start a new political party, and he said that Elon Musk is just upset that about the EV mandate in the Great Big Beautiful Bill, or either way you want to call it. He basically is saying that Elon Musk is upset about this EV mandate, and then now, because of they're getting rid of this mandate, people can buy whatever type of cars they want. It's quite the post here. He also, at the end of the post, goes after Elon Musk's recommendation for the head of NASA, Jared Isaacman, who Trump initially was for and then pulled the nomination. So interesting stuff.
All right, guys, below 300 and 6.5 in the red. What is the look?
Well, I mean, regardless of what you think, politics doesn't really matter. Like, the stock price doesn't like this, and the market has pretty much shown you the way. Like, essentially every single time there's like a back off of how much he's going into politics, there's been a bit of a rally, and then if we go the other way. So I'm just looking for short today. I'm just going to try and keep it relatively simple. I don't necessarily think this is going to be, you know what, who knows? Like, maybe, I don't know, with Elon a week later or 2 weeks later, you could see this really backed off. We'll see how serious he ends up being for the long term in the upcoming days. For that, I think you have to wait around and see how serious. But there was a level at 305 to 306 last week, so that was the first place I looked for continuation. You pop back over 300, I want to short into that. If we end up breaking down the lows, then I want to join Tesla, at least until it gets. And we're talking that 280 level again, right? So if you get to that 280, I think that's where your support has been in this little bit of a malaise since it gave you that 220 into 360 and again into 360. So when short pops back into the 300, the mid 300s for sure. And if it breaks the low without giving a short into that pop, I'll probably have to look at the volume weighted average price or pre-market highs if I don't actually get a shot in that 306 range, which is looking less likely.
Yeah, for me here, I wrote down, 304 for the short, but also a 294 break lower. I mean, I was just thinking right into here, you're trying to break through this pre-market bottom. I can't look long today, honestly. I mean, it's down 7%. I feel like this is a short. So the more we zoom in here, I just find this 294 level. We're bouncing off of it a little bit right now. I don't think it's going to be here at the pre-market once we get closer to the open. So that would remind me that that's the pre-market low, but whatever the pre-market low I think is off open, that's worth slamming. So if that comes into play, fine. 304 was just something that I was looking at here. It was kind of just that kind of low that we had put in, and some of these tops from Thursday, Wednesday, I guess there. Thursday's up here. Thursday, Friday, this Monday, actually, whatever the first is there, yeah, Monday. Those levels right into there is what we were looking at for a top there on Tesla. So I'm going to go 304 short. I don't think we get up to there. So if that's the case, then you're right back into here. There's your 293.50, 294. So I think a slam down through that is a short, and I think it's worth everything. So I think you should take the shot there on a Tesla short. It's going to be my #1 idea. I'm going to be getting that right back in on the Sikino in a couple seconds. So I really like Tesla, but not today and not for a while. It's not that Elon, I don't really care about this America's first party or whatever. It's not going to get off the ground anyways, but it's just a matter of like, it's not great for shareholder, confidence that now he literally does not have the government at all on his back. So you're buying the stock, back here when you think, I mean, look at the move that it has once he wins the election, once this loads up, right back into there. We went from 190 on pre-election, basically, all the way to 500. So you more than doubled up right there on a win, and then it just comes right back down in, and now you get that bromance, you get everything coming off, and then it comes right back up, and so on and so forth. So right now, it's just too much here not about the stock. So I think you fall back in, and I don't know if we see 230 again anytime soon, but this is not helping the case for the bulls. So, I mean, again, I like the stock. I think I want to buy it when it's lower. But yeah, for right now, it's a short, and it's the #1 idea that I have. So.
Next on the list here are the Mag 7 or the tariffs. So the new tariffs now set to go into effect on August 1st, not July 9th, as we had previously been told. Surprising investors literally over the weekend. Trump is still finalizing the rates and the scope of the tariffs, according to Commerce Secretary, Howard Lutnick. Also, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent stated that tariffs will revert back to April 2nd levels on August 1st if no trade deal is signed with a specific country. Markets were bracing for tariff implementation this week, with the 90-day reprieve ending on Tuesday. So that has been now kicked down the road to August 1st. Adara, that is not the only tariff news we have, though.
It's not. So just to provide some context, on Sunday night, I guess the countries involved with BRICS, which of course is a block of a number of countries, they released a statement. They never named Donald Trump or the United States, but they basically issued a warning against, quote, unjustified unilateral protectionist measures, including the indiscriminate increase of reciprocal tariffs, and also, I guess, had some issues with what they perceived as, quote, the proliferation of trade restrictive actions. Clearly, Donald Trump interpreted this to be about the U.S., and he released a Truth Social post here, Sharif. He said, quote, any country aligning themselves with the anti-American policies of BRICS will be charged an additional 10% tariff. There will be no exceptions to this policy. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Now, he doesn't specify what policies of BRICS he's referring to, but it definitely seems like it's response to this statement.
Does he have your attention on this matter?
He has. He certainly has the market's attention on this matter, I would say, Sharif.
All right, guys. What's the look here?
Well, from a fundamental standpoint, like there's the need or the desire to keep the USD firmly in control. So it's not surprising. I don't think there's absolutely no shift in terms of priorities or desired outcomes based on this. It's just the off chance that maybe you get a few more tariffs here or there. Who knows? At the end of the day, I just want to try to keep it relatively simple in here. Like when we're going to talk about Amazon in a little bit, and the semis are next. So the stock that I want to mention with regards to this would be Apple, and Apple had a really good last week. I mean, really good. It bounced that 200, bounced the 50-period moving average. Looked like it was primed to break 215 in there, and got a little bit of a fail just underneath it. So I look at a level like that and say, hey, look, continuation, maybe this is a big deal. I tend to think it's not that big of a deal here. It'll be more important to see what happens down the line, whether deals get made this month, and that August 1st, ends up being positive or negative. I think that's more important than this little BRIC thing because we already knew they're aligned against BRIC countries. Not a big deal. 215 on Apple. I think that's a fade zone based on what you saw on I keep saying Friday, Thursday's trade. So if it's a strong day, great. Apple can play into that one and go break out. But I'll be looking at the semis for some dip buying instead of Apple. But that 215 does stand out after Thursday.
Yeah, no, I really like Apple. We traded it quite well last week. We had 200 long. We had some good trades there for Apple. But for me, I like Amazon today. I put this up here. It's on the sticky note for today. 223 long for Amazon. It's coming in to play right now. I think it wants to get to 225. With the market down, I'm looking for dips into these levels. So here's a note. Tesla, Amazon, BBAI, and AMD all going to be on watch for me today. You can guys go find that at Trader TV Sean. But for right now, thank you, Randy, for the updated coffee. Beautiful weekend this weekend, man. I don't know. I don't know what you were wound up doing this weekend, but I was at a charity event on Saturday with PWHL, which is the women's hockey. It was outdoors. Yeah, my daughter was all over it. She was in Emma Malte's Instagram. It was really cool. Wow. So we did a whole bunch of stuff like that. That was a lot of fun. And then we dropped the kids off yesterday, just north of you, Sunridge, a little north. Yeah, downtown Sunridge. So they're there at a camp this weekend. From Sunridge back to my house, it was about 2 hours, 45 minutes to get up there. And we left around 9:30-ish. How long do you think to get back on a Sunday? Yeah, it was like 5. Yeah, the traffic was bad getting home. But then again, long weekend, Canada Day week. Everybody that's works for the United States holidays and so on and so forth, cottage country, brutal. It makes I'd love to have a cottage, but it's that traffic. Like I'd have to almost take Monday off and just forget about leaving on Sunday. I think that would be the play. So if you know anyone selling a cottage, yeah, I'll tell the boss. I mean, I can't afford it, but maybe it could be one of those vacation destinations. I'm looking at you out there. But no, all right, so 223. Look, I think Amazon's a dip buy opportunity. We talked about this name coming back in, like tariff specific. Yeah, we have Prime Day coming up. I just think that there's something here at this 223 level. We bounced around it, all Thursday. We couldn't really get going. And then today we wound up. So I don't like this action right here. Like when we're writing the sticky note, obviously this thing's up at 224.50 and so on and so forth. But now it's dropped down straight $1. And I'm not sure too much anymore about any longs right now in the market. I was really thinking today was going to be sort of a flattish day. But right now, with the market coming to the downside, I maybe should have written down some futures shorts or something. But yeah, I'm still going to look at Amazon at 223. I don't have the bid out yet or anything. But if it does come in, which I think it will, let's wait for those imbalances. But yeah, I think I like this 223 level on Amazon heading into Prime Day. Held on for Thursday there, and yeah, I mean it's one of the stronger tech names right now. So if the market does come in and then bounce, I think Amazon will help lead the way. And then plus, what I also wrote down is you rate up to 225, like it wants to break this thing. I thought it was going to break it today. It's come back up here. It's only spent a few days in its life above 225, and I think it gets back above there. When they have a good, successful Prime Day, enough reason to get there. Bezos, I know he just spent all that money on his wedding. We do know that he was selling a couple weeks ago. We already reported on that. So I think with a little bit of pressure off of Amazon, I think it's a winner today long. It's just the market has to go. So worth chilling on that until the market gives us that answer. So yeah, I'm going to go long on Amazon and look for one of those BRICS to buy tomorrow.
All right, guys, new AI chip restrictions looking to target South Asia here. So the Trump administration is drafting new rules to restrict NVIDIA's AI chip shipments to both Malaysia and Thailand, aiming to what they say to stop diversion into China. The move seeks to tighten the enforcement of the previously enforced semiconductor export bans targeting Chinese access to these advanced AI chip hardware sets. Malaysia and Thailand are seen as two sort of proxies as potential smuggling hubs in or indirect suppliers to China due to a surging trade or surging chip trade activity with those countries, Adara. Interesting look here.
Yeah, and this is also part of the Trump administration's attempt to do away with the AI diffusion rules that was regulation from the previous U.S. administration. So right now, according to this report from Bloomberg, which broke the story, it's a little bit unclear as to how they're going to replace any kind of, I guess, metrics with now what they're trying to do with Malaysia and Thailand. But I guess it's just one way of, as Sharif said here, of the U.S. trying to deal with which countries should be allowed to import American AI chips and who, I guess, poses the greatest risk, because we know their ultimate goal is to not let these chips into China. Now, NVIDIA, we know, also dealt with some revenue risks with regards to China chips. They said they were expecting about $5.5 billion in impact for revenue for Q1 fiscal 2026. Let's see how these types of updates impact Q2 26.
All right, guys, they're going to be able to continue to ship these advanced AI chips to both Malaysia and Thailand for a short period without a license, but that will close soon. No date given.
Yeah, so look, for a lot of you looking at the chips right now, I understand CoreWeave has its own story, and that's going to be a bit of a different thing. But I look at what happened over the last couple of sessions when I was away in AMD, and I mean, that was pretty clear as day, holding the 140. Look, AMD's been on a good run. Let's start top up. Great run for AMD. Gets to almost $150 and pulls back. But look at the consolidation. Consolidation under the top. 141 was support. I kind of like 140 a little bit better. It doesn't seem like with that little move in the market here that Sean was just talking about, market starting to head down, it doesn't seem as likely for a fade up at the 140 level on AMD. But that's kind of the place I'm looking. I'm looking to short into some strength there. I feel if I'm going to be more aggressive into something that doesn't give the pop, it's more likely to be Tesla than it is to be AMD. On the NVIDIA trip, though, NVIDIA is a bit of a different story because at least it has a 155, 156 area that it could hold on to after failing 160. So it's or AMD that I'm looking for the fade, and I'd like to play that morning mean reversion on NVIDIA as long as it can hold out those prior highs from, I guess that'll be Wednesday afternoon. And like I said, CoreWeave has its own news here today with the acquisition, all-stock acquisition of cores. So this one to me it's just a fade into prior highs, 160, 162 on CoreWeave. We had to pay for locates on this one, but they're pretty cheap here at Real Trading.
We were just talking about here, but send a link to me at Twitter if you're trying to recommend portable chargers there. I actually have one that's a 10,000 mAh power, so I have one. I just want to get another one. Yeah. All right. So AMD right there. I added it right at the end. 138 short or 140. Like I don't. It's below all of these levels in the market. Man, Randy put, I think, way too much almond milk in this thing. It's like almost cold already. So I'm not going to have that. Okay, so I might switch off of almond milk. Randy's putting too much in right there. Come on, Randy. But anyways, 138 right there. That was a level that, I mean, I'd written this down. It was, again, if you go back to Thursday, Friday. See, what is this?
Thursday.
What is this day? No, but I mean, why do I have, okay, this, like, what is this at 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock? Oh, yeah, that's right, because we close at 1. Right, so we have these crazy wicks. Okay, I was just wondering like what was going on there in the aftermarket, but it was nothing. Okay, so right in there on Thursday, yeah, just this 138 level. That's all. I mean, if we can get back up to there, I think it's a short. You're down 1% here today. Some of this, the curbs happening in some of these chips. Although AMD has been, talked about trying to pick up a little bit of that slack from NVIDIA, being a little bit lower price, but not similar power, but they have chips that will work, obviously, but AMD making the pullback in. And I said, like, if 140, if we swing and miss on the 138, which is possible, right? I mean, it could blast through this level, and then the next stop is 140, but I'm also taking a shot there. So what I want to do is swing and miss here at 138, probably give it to this like 138.50 marker if we're able to do that, and then take another shot, get out at 138.50, lose 50 cents or so, probably be short ahead of that, so maybe lose 75 cents, and then wait to see what happens at 140, right? 140 was the top there on Thursday, and then we fell off of that. So I'm looking for 140 short if 138 fails. This is the only chip name that I'm going to look at today. I mean, NVIDIA, we again, like we had a really great week last week, right? So, but NVIDIA, was that break of all-time high, and it just looks different than the rest. Like AMD's made that move, and AMD is still down 50% or more from its all-time high. Its all-time high was 220 and change, so you're down more than that. But, you know, coming back in, NVIDIA's at all-time highs. I think this is a much better dip buy, you know, if we're going to look long-term and if there is a complete disaster today in the market, which I don't foresee. But this 150 level is pretty awesome, man. 150 to 152 is past all-time high area. So, yeah, I'm looking short right now on AMD, but, you know, the long would be somewhere on NVIDIA if the market falls. So that's two kind of strategies here. If the market continues to fall, hopefully we're short AMD, and if it's a dramatic move, then let's look to pick some NVIDIA up around 152.
All right, Amazon next on the list here. Amazon Prime Day 2025 is going to be the first ever 4-day Prime Day event. That's going to start in 2 days, July 9th to 12th. It's going to be running in over 20 countries. Analysts estimate, guys, that this Prime Day could generate over $21 billion in global merchandise value. That would be that would be a bump of 60% year-over-year increase. The event is expected to be Amazon's largest ever, setting new records in both sales and numbers of items sold, but their competitors are not taking this lying down. For example, both Target and Walmart are launching competing campaigns, with Target's Circle Week running concurrently here from July 7th to 13th, while Walmart, for their part, is running their Deals event, which spans from July 8th to 11th. So very much taking advantage of this nice tailwind, Adair.
It's crazy. They're doing the exact same days as Amazon. Would you believe it? And guys, Amazon's coming off of a pretty massive Prime 2024. So I'll go over those numbers just for comparison. They basically said that their Prime 2024, which was only 2 days, so half of the length of this year's, was their biggest day ever, with record sales and more items sold than previous years. Also last year, they generated about $14.2 billion in sales, which was a record. So they're saying that this year is even going to top last year's. They've got quite a lot to live up to. Let's see if they can do that.
All right, guys, Amazon, the only Mag 7 name that's green, and barely.
This analysis of Amazon and the rundown brought to you in part by VinFast, because big news out of Vietnam. VinFast, that's VFS on the Nasdaq, has just opened its second EV factory. Built in under 7 months, the 360,000 square meter plant will produce up to 200,000 vehicles a year. It'll focus on compact EVs like the VF3 Mini SUV and Minio Green, designed for transport services. With automation from ABB, Siemens, and others, this marks a major step as VinFast pushes to double deliveries by 2025. Stay tuned. Scan the QR code you see right in front of you to get more information. And look, Amazon, you know, like, it's got a nice little rounded bottom setup. I mean, I always like this. You have a strong stock, which is stair-stepping it up. It just did a breakout, and then a hold of about 220. And then you get a higher low last week, rounded bottom in here. So I want a continuation play. That means break out the top or dip into prior support. So just like the more ridiculous competitor in, well, if you haven't seen Squid Game, then you won't get it. But 222 and the breakout are the numbers for myself. That show was also Jump the Shark, by the way. Didn't take very long.
Yeah, well, I hope no one saw Squid Game, because then you just kind of...
No, I didn't. You
didn't see Squid Game?
No, I've seen it, but it's not really... I stopped before I said anything that would matter.
The 222 part matters. But anyways, I like...
I didn't see what happened.
Okay. I like Amazon as well. I mean, I actually didn't even see it on the list, but it's on the sticky note today. And yeah, it's a 2... I have written down there 223 right here for a long. I mean, again, going back to that, just those levels that we had seen on Thursday. So, I mean, you know, that number that Sharif mentioned, the 21 billion and so on, you know, I really think that Amazon Prime Day is going to be good. I don't want to, like, buy that. I'm not buying the stock just for that. I'm buying it because it's up today. I mean, the market's heading down and Amazon's trying to hold. So I don't want to buy it right away, but I think this is a dip buy opportunity here for Amazon. The fact that it showed its strength early means there's someone wants to buy this name. Obviously, we don't go on, you know, like, oh my God, this has to be a buy. But it was already up here at 225. I think a 225 break looks great. And if we were able to dip buy this, I mean, I was looking at 223, but again, we wrote that down when it was 224. So it is on the sticky note there. And I also did write down right here, go over to my profile right there. We had written down Amazon 225 long, and what we had talked about was just that I think it wants to get to 225. And dip buying with the market coming back in a little bit here, I think if we're going to dip buy anything, it would be Amazon, but I think we should maybe focus on the shorts to start with. But Amazon's there at 223. It's a name I'm looking at. I've, again, really liked the stock. The trend has been higher, right? I mean, It wants to break out. I think if today was an up day, like so far, if we were up 0.5% or flat on the day, Amazon probably would be through this 225. So be patient with it. I don't think you're going to go wrong going long. It's a matter of the price, the share size, and what your ability to hold is. So yeah, I'm going to let it breathe a little bit here. We have 1 minute until those imbalances. So let's go talk about crypto getting crushed right now. Actually, it just bounced off 108. So crypto is almost down $1,000 in a straight line, but looks like it's bouncing a little bit here. Let's go find the stories about crypto. All-time highs again? Doesn't look like it.
Not today.
All right, guys, crypto back in focus, which basically crypto and products last week in the market saw about $1.04 billion in net inflows, according to CoinShares, pushing the assets under management to about $188 billion. This marks the 12th straight week of positive inflows for crypto, with the cumulative capital now since April totaling about $18 billion. Weekly trading volumes, they held steady, not up or down, about 16.3 billion. That's in line with 2025 averages. About $1 billion last week saw or of the inflows, excuse me, came in from U.S.-based investors. Europe also contributing positively, but it was Canada and Brazil that posted net outflows there. So interesting look here for crypto.
I want to take a bit of a different tack here, guys, and let's talk about some of these smaller cap crypto names with Ethereum treasuries. We know last week we had BMNR. They announced there's Bitminer. They also have Tom Lee joining their board. Then we had previously SharpLink Gaming, SPET. We have a new name, and this one was a real shocker for me. This is already gapping up. We weren't really sure why. At 9 a.m., Bit Digital announces that they are shifting their entire treasury to Ethereum. This is a Bitcoin-based names. Now I guess they're one of the largest publicly traded Ethereum holders, and they've raised $172 million through a public offering, and they're converting their treasury by selling 280 Bitcoin to acquire roughly 100,603 Ethereum. So in case anyone was wondering if Ethereum treasuries are in, it certainly seems like it.
They absolutely are, Darius. So ETH inflows average about 1.6% of assets under management weekly. That's doubling Bitcoin's rate of 0.08, signaling maybe, guys, a gradual shift here, at least in the short term, towards ETH.
Look, personally, in any kind of a longer time frame, there's no way I'm buying BTBT on that news. That doesn't make a lot of sense. I was just going to look up, because my guess is Bit Digital is probably a decent-sized short float, which can likely account for a lot of this, or at least a decent portion. It's only 10% short float, so I'm a little surprised by that. Thought it'd be a little bit higher. I don't know that this is, like you said, I don't know if this is something I want to hold on to too long based on that headline, but everything's so far so good. If you're looking at the long, it's a good breakout on the daily. Watch out for $4. Obvious level where you could run into some resistance there for BTBT. Like, I have IBIT on the mind when looking at the levels here today. Just pretty simply, it already, see, when the market was looking pretty weak, I was kind of thinking you'd get back down into like this prior support at 60.50 and be able to play ball there, but it's holding the prior highs from when I left at 61.5. So I'm looking for mean reversion plays on Bitcoin. Like, I want to catch one of those down trends and then a trend break. Ideally, it would be into that 60.5. But yeah, BTBT, I mean, good for them. I'm glad the stock is going up for anybody that has it, but yeah, going Bitcoin to ETH is not something that I think would make them better. So I'd be just trying to take the profit if I could. Good trade, but I wouldn't hold it.
Yeah, I was just looking at that one. Like, someone in the chat said, Pudgy Penguin ETF incoming soon. But right now, no, there goes Tesla right here. What a trade, what a move. There's the Tesla 294 break. It's there right now, it's 291. So it's that cranked up right into the open. It doesn't even come with a huge sell imbalance. There was 200,000 sell imbalance here somewhere. It's gone now. But yeah, that really got excited. We talked about shorting Tesla at 294. There's the 294 break, and oh boy, how good was that? Now we're gonna have to wait to see if it comes back up to 294. But there's Tesla right now getting hit in the pre-market, down 8% and going lower. So bye-bye. That sucks, because that was the trade of the day for me to start with. But we'll find another one. Just that's what we were looking at. Nothing else on here. BBAI breaking through $8. I have that marked down as well. If we can get an $8 break on Big Bear AI, ran into that. We ran into that level the other day when Neil left last week, and I was pumping Big Bear AI. This was a $3 name. We're up to $8 right now. So what a big move on this one. As I said, man, that friend of ours, the This guy's now rolling free in our fantasy pool for a very, very long time. So congratulations to anybody that rolled with Big Bear AI, as that's looking to break $8. We're definitely going to get our money in on that if and when that does happen. But there goes Tesla. It's going to test 290 right now on the downside. So you're gonna, I mean, I guess that's a break. You know, when you're looking at some levels of Tesla right now, we only have 30 seconds to open right now, but Tesla's come in pretty good. 290 might not even be a level, but that's going to be the one that you're going to have to smack. So we're going to have to watch out for that, and AMD coming out pretty soon. But we do have the opening bell coming up in just a couple seconds, so Daryl, watch that. We have crypto names on the bottom. We want to thank Origenics for this opening bell. But yeah, I'm going to get some orders set up. Just that Big Bear break, I guess, for right now.
Yeah, and brought to you by Origenics, first bell of the week. So let's go there, Adara, and let's ring it off in about 10 seconds or so. But, oh, yeah. We'll get to circle at the open. That could actually break out almost right away. But ring it now, because that's a little bit late. Thank you very much there, Adara. Yeah, big time move, like 2% up there for circle. And it has a chance to break out this top very quickly. If it does get past the 194, I'll let you guys know.
All right, the market's trying to blast up here.
Yeah, the market's flying. I wouldn't say flying.
Yeah, Tesla's going up. So we're going to short. I said we'd wait for AMD 138, but it was already really down there. So we took a 137. Just a quick little fill there on AMD. We're going to just let this settle down. I mean, you know, we're not going to make the mistake of rushing into anything, but there's AMD right now, short 137 and change. We'll just build into this. We'll take a 30 if available, and just watch out. Like last week, we had to build into AMD too, right? So we'll take a small 30. Right now, we're short at 137.10 off Advanced Micro Devices, waiting for 138. If that can come in, that's the short for me. And by the way, there goes Tesla's really booming right now, up to 295.
And Circle does break the 195. It just tagged 197 pretty clean there on the open move. It goes right to 96, then to 97. Circle seems to want the $200 level right quick here. So I want 200 as the out on that breakout. We talked about CoreWeave. CoreWeave had negative news. Circle looks like it doesn't seem to matter. The other thing that's happening, AMD's really flying to the upside as well. So watch out for AMD.
We have a huge winner. Yeah, there it is, man. It does, like I was saying, man, we're glad to have Neil back, but look what this is right now. There it is right now, $4 on Tesla right there. If Obi was here, Neil, he'd be saying, any idea?
Oh boy.
Oh boy is what he'd be saying right there. Nice move there on Tesla to the downside. So there we go, man. Yeah, we want to thank Obi for everything last week. But here it is right here. The quotes are getting a little bit messed up here on Tesla because I was just seeing, like you see, we have some stuck NSBs, it looks like right now. But
okay.
This is the time and sales is good, and this level 1 up here seems to be okay. But there it is, man. A couple outs. We got a great fill there at 290, and then another one there at 292. And then, as Neil had mentioned as well, man, we're just on one right now with AMD as well as we go short Advanced Micro Devices. So far, man, the cash cow. I mean, we, like I was saying, we had a great week last week. Let's just see if we can continue it here again with a big one there on Tesla. But we're already out of a third. Actually, we're out of half of this Tesla trade because I actually didn't even realize we got that 290 fill, so that was a good one. Let's just give this a second. I mean, this still could blast higher, so it's kind of like the other way around. If we're going to take $3 winners, you got to be ready to take a $3 loser as well at some point. So take another piece out right here, breaking through 292. We've got another piece as we get a little bit lighter on this name. It's Tesla, man. It's a banger right there to start. $3, still $2 in the money, and we were able to get a little bit out there of AMD. Let's see what happens at 136.60 now. It just looked like it wanted to hold there. So that's what positions we've got on over on this side.
Yeah, it was 1-for-1 clean break on Circle, but I'm out of it as it comes right back in through. So in at 95 break, out at 95 break. It gives you, so if you're able to get 198, fantastic. You might be able to get a bit of a VWAP trade the next time. I want this to give me at least a couple of candles of strength, but opening breakout trades for me, I don't want to ever hold them all the way back in through. So shout out to everyone that's in here. The market is taking a bit of a left turn. This is why you get out when the getting is good. Amazon very close to that $222 level. If it gets underneath that, I don't mind playing a little bit underneath the 222 into 221.5. But the market's starting to show some signs of weakness, so I don't want to be in too early. Don't want to throw away the profits that we just made on the long when the market's looking weak.
Yeah, man, great trades there. We're almost at 2 times right now. Look at AMD, man. And again, right now we're $5 in the money on posted trades. Like, it's not even like you guys sat here, watched some of these trades. Good job on Neil going 1 for 1 there with Circle. But this is I don't know how far Circle went or anything. I'll have to look at that stock. But right now, $1 club in AMD and a $4 club right now in Tesla. So, I mean, sometimes it's easy. I sat right down here, and I said to Neil, it doesn't look like there's much to trade, and we both said Tesla. So there it is right there. Let's go. Break yourself through 290 right now. It's great when these trades work out, and there it goes instantly, 50 cents, man, in the money. This is going to be, hopefully, a good trade, but this could just be a washout. Like, no doubt this name could bounce off of any of these levels right now. But, yeah, man, it's a big day one more time here. Oh, boy. What's up to Obi? What's up to Neil? What's up, Sharif, Joe? Everybody that's here today, just big good time feels one more time on the show, right? I mean, you know, keep hitting your like, keep hitting your subscribe. Thank you to all 10,000 of you that are watching, man. I mean, this is what we're doing here live every single day. Just a couple good trades there. It's only 9:35 right now. We'd be going to the beach, but we're going to stay here and trade with you live. Adara, what's up?
Here for PRME, that's Prime Medicine. I couldn't find any news on this, but has about a 37.5% short float. So if you're looking for a smaller cap runner this morning, PRME might be a candidate. Back to you.
It's Prime everywhere. It's Prime Day coming in.
Yeah, I gotta look at Amazon.
Now you get that one Prime. Oh, I was just, look, Amazon right now is starting to, it's continuing to come on in. There hasn't been, like, it's only 5 minutes into the market, so you're not like sitting there with a swath of data on a 3-minute chart. So I want this to play back into the 222. The way the market's falling, I don't want to be jumping in way too early. Like, if you're getting a mean reversion, you want to catch something obvious. Look at this kind of a bottoming tail or that kind of a bottoming tail. So Amazon catching a few strays over here. Do want to be cautious with it. Haven't looked at NVIDIA yet, but it's relatively strong. So some strength in NVIDIA. I think that's a good sign relative to AMD. I liked it for a dip buy, but obviously it never gave any kind of a dip. And I do see, like I said, Amazon in there for a dip. And Sunrun was the other name that we're looking at. That comes right back, bounces cleanly off of Thursday support levels. Let's see if it can do it twice, though, because this market's headed down pretty precipitously. I like Amazon a little bit better, so that's the first place I'm going to be.
Yeah, we're long Amazon right now. So hit the sirens up right now for Amazon. We're long this name, 222.60s. So let's just see. I was going to give it to the bottom if we break through that bottom, but there it is. Yes, sir. It's another 20-cent winner right now for Amazon as that's trying to go. We were able to get out of some more Tesla. Right now, we're trying to hold a small piece of Tesla just to see what winds up happening. So right now, I still have a quarter of this trade. Amazon is a big one. Amazon now, Neil, wow. I know you were waiting, but we got in almost immediately on that move. And there it is, man. It's a 50-cent winner there for Amazon as we'll take some more out on the top side. So, hey, so far today, let's just review what we're trading. I mean, you know, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Both of us put out notes, but look at this right here. Tesla. There's the short, the big winner for me. There's Amazon long, and there's AMD short. The only thing we haven't gone into is Big Bear AI, and it's a 3-for-3 kind of a sticky note day so far right now. But this Amazon is really getting going right now, man. We're pretty proud of this trade. Again, found and given on the sticky note. There goes Amazon right now, 70 cents in the money. So AMD $1, Tesla's trying to do its own thing, but there goes Amazon. Huge trade now to the upside there for AMZN. Nice move down for AMD. Oh boy, 2 shorts, 1 long right now as we're going to go 3s right here on the day. So far so good. And there goes Amazon, as quick as Sharif likes. That's one of his lines right there. As quick as you like right there. We were just talking about it. Thanks, Neil, for going over it. We got into Amazon as that was happening. There it goes. It's a nice move to the upside. We don't have as many shares. I mean, I was trying to get more if we ever came in a little bit there, but a quick little trade right there. Put it back into the dollar club. And thank you so much for everybody who's watching the show, man. Like I said, Neil this week, Obi last week, we're putting up some numbers here, and it's been a great week, and we want to thank you guys for putting up the numbers on the show, right? We can't do this and have fun like this without all of you. So get into the chat immediately. That's the other thing. If you don't subscribe to the show, you're not in this chat, and we can't talk about this. So right there, Neil flat. I've got 3 on, and we go over to Adara.
Here's MULN. Nice push up for this one. No news on this, but we know this gets a lot of retail attention, this name. It has about a 330,000 share float, and I'm seeing over 200% short float. So keep an eye on your MULN. Again, no news for this runner. Back to you.
I'm paying for locates on that because anytime it goes up, I always do, but we'll look at that one a little bit later. HIMS was on the list today. The breakout that happened was Circle at the open, so I wasn't going to take both, but HIMS was a break down, flat bottom break at 46.40-ish. There wasn't a huge catalyst here for him, but the flat bottom break is incoming the way I see it. So I'm going to try to get anything back into the volume weighted average price. I think you could easily see 44 and 45 on this bad boy today. Not looking very healthy whatsoever. This is why you get out of Circle. Goes all the way to 190. Well, actually, technically, it went to like almost 199, but right back into 190. This is now a failed breakout. So yeah, you can take the breakout trade, but closing well underneath. This is now a failed breakout. I like to reverse these into the volume weighted average price if at all possible. So I'm looking to reverse this one. Well, not at the price we got in, but somewhere around the 194 level. And as I said, HIMS we're going to be shorting on pops. Looks to me like that one's 4% to the downside, stair-step it. Volume weighted average price is always the next place that I like to be able to go. I'll send it a little tighter to the 222 on Amazon. Still a chance that we could get that one. But I can't tell you, NVIDIA was strong, and I do like it for longs, but it just lost the volume weighted average price. So it does not seem like this one's going to be the long that we're anticipating. At least not yet. Not yet. HIMS I think I get into next. On the off chance Circle can even get to VWAP, we'll see if we can short that too.
All right. So just on Amazon, we only have 20% left. It's this Tesla trade is it right here, man, 291. We'll have to maybe cash out of a little bit more here on this name. But yeah, man, there goes. So I just got out some there. I thought breaking through 223 might have been something there on Amazon. But oh boy, man, this day is actually getting better as this market goes. Let's see if the market wants to get back to the upside. We wanted Amazon here at 223, so we did have that a little bit lower. The gift of the day there for Amazon for sure. Big Bear AI gets to 8. Thankfully, it does not punch us in because it didn't break it. Now it's falling back in. We've seen this happen before on BBAI. I think you want to wait for VWAP to come in. That's about 758 right now. So yeah, I mean, I actually am trying to get out of some of these trades now. So let's see if there we go. We get Amazon out there at 20s. We have a great AMD short. I'm just going to try to cover some more of this. And I apologize. Like I have to cover the names that I'm in. Like I'm in 3 positions here. And like I said, putting up, you know, some shares. So I'm trying to manage out of these. So AMD right now is $1. We'll see if it wants to break. I mean, it does get all the way down there. And that's what I'm saying. Like I was looking for other things to talk about and actually missed that dip down. So we'll see if we can get a 136 there again on AMD. Missed opportunity there. Now I've cleared out almost of everything on Tesla. We only have 15% left. It seems like it wants to hold this 291, so we'll give that a shot. And then Amazon to go for the long. But yeah, man, we wrote this down. If there's anything else you guys want to talk about, Webull could be a name that we looked at earlier. That look at this. This is getting absolutely killed right now, back down to 12 bucks. All of a sudden, that 11 long doesn't look so juicy anymore, but down to 12, giving back 15% there for Webull. And we had mentioned that maybe this 12 area. Remember, we sort of actually wasn't on a daily. It was on this right into here. So you're getting into these levels again of possible buy area for Webull, 12 and 12 change. So that's where we are right now. But we're at day and a half goal right now with Amazon, Tesla, and AMD. So it's been a really good day so far here. Wolf Speed, we're just hearing that as well. That's continuously ripping right now as they get that $1 hold there. And I guess Nasdaq compliance back over $1. So that's going to be a good story for those guys as well. But yeah, man, so far so good here. Tesla, Amazon, AMD getting weaker on them all. But wouldn't mind seeing AMD come to the downside, but these futures just kind of giving me some kind of ways. That's the position I have the most shares in, AMD. I have about triple in AMD what I have in Amazon and in Tesla. So right now, let's see if Amazon can get going, man. I'm really happy with the Amazon call because we were waiting for 223 and we said it could fall down. Once it gave us that bottom, we were able to identify that and get right into that one. So now that's $1 on AMD, $1 on Amazon, and $3 on Tesla. It's $5 across the board right here. So not too bad. And I don't know where we're going to go from here, but we are getting an AMD push down, which is definitely helping the net right here.
Yeah, definitely helping. You got the right one because I can tell you NVIDIA just made another tag of the high. We're going over to HIMS. As I said, it was a flat bottom break at 46.5. If you look at a 15-minute or a daily chart, one to play back into the volume-weighted average price. So this one can work. I mean, look, the daily chart's got room down to like $42. As I said before, the targets are 45 and 44, at least initially on this push to the downside. But NVIDIA looks really good, relatively speaking. What is, oh yeah, bad wick on that chart. Let's go to the 3.
Ooh, bad wicks.
You can see, well, there you go. Holding on to the volume-weighted average price pretty well here is NVIDIA. As long as it can close this red candle above VWAP, I'll look for the long. I wanted to dip back into like 155, 156. Obviously, that's not going to be the case, barring some kind of abject disaster here in NVIDIA. So relatively strong, but I want to see this hold that support level before we can jump into this to the long side. I do see a lot of people talking about some small cappers, Oklo's going, MBIO has been super, super strong. This might be one of the strongest ones, 350% to the upside. It feels like it's the one today. I'm sure Sharif will be all over this. I know he will. But daily chart, $6, brick wall, that's kind of obvious on MBIO. I'd expect there will be a dip at some point on that bad boy. But for now, we're just looking at the HIMS trade that we're in. Can NVIDIA hold on to the volume-weighted average price on this 3-minute? Doesn't look like it yet. It just closed underneath, so no long there. Want to be very particular about trying to get anything to the long side. The Nasdaq also just lost underneath the volume-weighted average price. So the only new trade for me was jumping into the short on HIMS as that heads back into the low of the day. I think 45 is next for HIMS. Kind of an obvious thing, 46 to 45, opened at 47, so every dollar in it, take it out every dollar.
Yeah, nice trade there on HIMS as the market is trying to give back a little bit here, which is pretty good, man. Now it's $1.50 in the money here for AMD. And I said, like, if we ever got a chance to come back into some of these levels, we would take an opportunity to get it out. So right now, there it is. We bid that 75 or 77s there. What did I bid? Let me tell you exactly what I just got filled there. Not that it matters. 79, sorry. So there's AMD out right there near that low. So that's working out for us. And then we also are going to get a possible break lower again here on Tesla. So here comes Tesla right back in. I'm just going to start to cash out a little bit here as some of these names come into levels that we like. So if we can get that 290.20 area again, where we're just bouncing off of, we'll see if we can get a little bit of a bid now. Looks like we might have missed that exact bottom there. Oh, too bad on that one. That's okay though. For Tesla, we were able to get Amazon up there at the 50 period moving at the 200 period for that dollar. Let's look somewhere else right now. Okay, coin. What is crypto? Yeah, crypto's cranking lower right now. So 108.
Oh, that's a SoFi.
Right now. Yeah, SoFi is going to be a good one. They were trying to break out last week as well, breaking up through $18. But there it goes, man. We do miss that bottom on Tesla. AMD is absolutely bleeding. So again, in what is going to be, like I said, remember, even though Tesla financially, well, actually, they're pretty similar right now. My lowest P&L trade is going to be Amazon, which is just because we were thinking of getting lower than where we were. So we only got in like just 1 unit, basically. Everything else, we got pretty good. We got about 1.5 units on Tesla and about 1.5 units or so on AMD as well, because we were able to average in up to 138, which was the level that we like. So there it goes. I guess it went down into 40s there on that one, but there's a nice move down. Yeah, no. I think Neil still wants it black. I'll just take normal milk or splash. But I was going to say, that one reload that you got, the almond milk, I don't know. It was like it's too sweet or something for me right now. I got enough sweetness, for my lovely wife, right there. And
Uxbridge Lawn Love.
Lawn love, yeah.
I just noticed that.
If you have a lawn, you might as well love it.
Well, you should.
And if you're representing, that's your buddy's business, isn't it, or something? Yep. Knew that.
Okay.
See, I do listen, Randy, see? But there comes the move down in for Tesla, breaking through 290, and it is one of those trades today for me. It's a big one. It's a big one, man. Tesla's a big trade. AMD, we're $6 in the money right now on these 3 trades, and it's not even like, they're hero trades or anything at all. We had written down AMD, and we really liked that level. Tesla, even like I said, Neil and I both looked at each other this morning. It was like, what are we trading? Tesla. So this is a no-brainer trade for me as well. And then the Amazon, we both had this idea, and it just came in. So yeah, I don't know. Nothing's really moving around too much other than Tesla right now. If there is anything else in the space, people always ask about Palantir. I mean, for good news, for good reason why Palantir's always doing something. And there goes Palantir right now. Despite the market being underneath VWAP, Palantir's at break of the high of the day right now for PLTR. So this name just keeps on working. And the good thing we got it at Tesla there around 290. It looks like 290 may be a level for us on Tesla. And then AMD, let's just take another out right now on AMD because it's trying to go back up. Let's take it out right now, 99s. We'll punch a little bit out there. We're also bidding some 80s. So if that can come in, great. But we're just kind of like easing out of all of these trades, man. It's another real.
Palantir was at the high of
yes, that's what I'm saying. Palantir is right now, yeah.
You know what,
Neil, man? I know you went on vacation, but this is the wildest name.
As we look at it, and you know what, Palantir is not a name that I looked at hard enough. But just one note here. Bit of a double bottom forming on HIMS, which is the only thing I'm in right now. And this Nasdaq is threatening to hold and go back above the volume weighted average price. So that would be a couple of green candles after that pullback. Might make some sense to be covering. If we hold this double bottom on HIMS, I'm going to jump out of this one. It's kind of an early-ish trend line because you're just essentially looking at 2 points, not 3. But down here, with the market doing what it's doing, and I hit the wrong key there, so that's kind of the wrong trend line, but you get the idea. We break this trend line up. I did hit the one that's not continuous, so I can't really draw it properly. But if we break this trend, I might reload at the volume-weighted average price for 46.4, but I don't want this bouncing off the low again with the market starting to look like it's strong. Let's go over to Adara. Still not hitting it in NVIDIA to the long side, but it is the only name. I mean, Amazon looks good too. That was on my list for any longs with those two stocks. So let's see if we can't get this one to hold volume-weighted average price. I can want it to happen. It doesn't mean it's going to. Right. Dara?
Part of the show is brought to you by our friends at Beta Pro by Global X Canada. Savvy Canadian traders looking to boost their exposure can now tap into the Nasdaq 100 and S&P 500 with Beta Pro 3X daily leverage ETFs, featuring built-in FX hedging. This aims to amplify short-term market moves, minimizing the impact of currency swings. Whether you're feeling bullish or bearish, these ETFs are built for active day traders ready to take on the market. Read the full risk disclosure in the prospectus at betapro.ca before investing. Back to you.
All right. I'm going to start to load something up here. I'm going to load up Fabian's stock draft right here. So, I have the wrong list. I'm going to get that in a second. Pretty soon we're going to be able to go in there and start voting on what we're trying to do. I just need to find that link again, Fabian, as it seems like, here it is right here, stock market mention. So let's refresh this right now and get going on this. So right here, we're going to push, where is Fabian? I don't know where he is ever, but we'll just hit refresh on this one. All right, 0 submissions right now. So you got to type in. This will help Neil and I from not always having to look at the chat, but give you guys an opportunity to get involved. Get involved right now. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, come part of this. What's the poll at right now? Elon situation is a mess, buying the dip, diamond hands, shorted to the ground, done with the drama, or just here for the memes? I would say buy the dip on this. That is what I selected right there, but that is for this. So right now, okay, I didn't start the poll yet. So we're going to start the poll right now. Now the submissions are coming in here. We'll get this updated here. I'm going to refresh this as well. We'll check out the scanner. We'll figure out what is the #1 name, MBIO right now, winning on the chat. So the stock voting game right now, 71 submissions. It's calculating right into here. MBIO Tesla, and of course, the biggest of the bears, the BBAI right now running things. But look what's running things right now. It is Amazon. Nicely done to the upside. I was complaining about this one, saying it wasn't going, but bye-bye. Ciao, Bello, Bello, whatever one you want to talk about here on the chat, whatever you like. Right there. There goes Amazon, up breaking through 224 again. So, oh boy, thank you for everything in the back. Studio 8 being built on right now. We are right now $7 in the money on these 3 trades. So far so good. And they're all different, right? Amazon's the long that we pegged out of. We only had one long right in here, Amazon. There it goes. We had AMD as the short idea. I mean, that was pretty sweet. And then everybody knows the drama with Elon. So we'll watch out for all that. And then I guess at 10 o'clock, we'll go through the 10 o'clock break with Adara. And when we do that, we'll come back. We're not doing it now. But when we come back, we'll review this poll. So right now it's MBIO. See, every time you mention something in there in the chat, it gets hit right into here. So any sort of a mention on a stock, we'll adjust and address those names at 10 a.m. Cheers to Caffeine Nation.
Yeah, you got to make sure that you keep with your routine. If you got to get that morning brew, oh my goodness.
The thing is like, this is the first one that he sent me.
We take a press when we go camping, which is fantastic.
Oh, yeah, nice move.
Because, like, to me, I got to have a good cup of coffee in the morning, and if you can have it on a hammock in fresh air, that's even better. Like I said, if we double bottomed here and held that higher low, we jump out of HIMS. That's pretty much exactly what happened. Big bottoming tail candle, and then it closed 45.4, which is $1 away from the 46.4 level that it was holding before. So that's the bounce. Jump out. I might get back into this if we can get back into the volume weighted average price. Want to let it settle a little bit here. So it's just 2 breakout trades for me. Break down on one. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Sorry, break to the upside on Circle, got to the 98 level, and then a breakdown on HIMS. Those are 2 continuations that I like. I kind of might take a shot at this NVIDIA. I'll get there in a second. But I want to see this 15-minute show me something a little bit more clearly for re-entry there on HIMS. It is NVIDIA that's going to be on the mind here. Not a red candle in sight for NVIDIA. Now it's really holding volume weighted average price. I'm sitting looking for money fills underneath that, though. It's just a line on a chart. 158.5 is where the higher low got put in. I think that's where I want to try to be able to get it in on NVDA. But HIMS, I want to get into that short trade. Oh, and I keep forgetting about CoreWeave.
Oh, I didn't get Apple.
CoreWeave making an all-stock acquisition of cores. So usually that's bad for the acquiring company. You're seeing it hold the line. Someone's buying it at the 156. I wanted short before the news at 162, but when the news hit, you got to let it see. You got to want to see what happens and the market opens back up after that news, because I wrote the note before the news happened. This is starting to look really, really weak. And to a market which is bounced, is holding under the low, I want to play off of this opening range. 160 clean is resistance right now on CoreWeave. They're not free locates for us at Real Trading. Not everybody can short the stock, but we can. So we pop into 160. That's another name I like short.
All right, so I have 4 positions right now, so pick your poison. We just got into Apple long, so we're going to see what happens here with Apple. Hopefully this long will print out for us. We're long right now at 82. It's at 92s. So there it is, man. We'll take another one. We'll go 4 for 4 so far and wait to see what winds up happening. But bye-bye Tesla. There goes Tesla. We just got a 289 clean fill. That is $5, right? $5.50 right there on that move down in for Tesla. So that's an oh boy kind of a name right there. And I don't know, I'm hoping that, yes, Neil, let's go right now. Neil with a good trade on HIMS there, looking at Circle, but look what just happened to Apple. Oh boy, you know what? This is definitely starting to become like lottery time. Like, honestly, like what we're touching right now, I just went over to Apple. I was like, let's get some sort of an idea. And there it goes right now. We just put this name on, 50 cents right there, bang, right like that. So good move there for Apple. As we continue to go higher, we're going on a pretty nice date night tomorrow night, the wife and I. So, you know, paying for that right now, hopefully, as we go nice upside right here for Apple. 2 times right there, our goal for the day now met. And everything that you're seeing, everything that I'm making money on is what I'm talking about right here live on the show. So you guys can see all of these trades going through. And yeah, that's what we're doing. But, you know, I don't necessarily think that the long is right. So we got to be able to watch out for some of this. We were able to cash out of Amazon up there at 223, a very, very small piece left on that one. Tesla now continues to bleed through 289, so that's good. 4 more minutes until we get through on the stock trading game right now, the mention game right now, MBIO winning. All you have to do is... Yep. You have to put it in here right now. So DJT and BBAI racing right now. But there's BBAI, there's DJT. So I don't know why they selected those 2. But here we go, man. So far, MBIO, Tesla, BBAI, and SoFi leading the way. But yeah, so, you know, we'll just continue to watch out. Apple pulls all the way back. Our stop on Apple is going to be 212.40. So if we break some of those levels right there, then we're going to get out of that one. So let's just wait to see what winds up happening there. Good outs near the top end there for Apple as the market tries to pull back. So far so good, but this trading day obviously just beginning. So, you know, be careful with whatever you guys are up to right now, as this day could get even spicier. 10 o'clock, no numbers, I don't believe.
There's no economic data whatsoever.
Right.
I think there's like a couple of small treasury things,
okay,
maybe, but nothing that's going to move the needle. It's one of those mornings where you can always have news that hits, but we're not necessarily expecting anything crazy. I don't think there's anything like Trump talk or anything like that. But I'm going to go back to square one, and square one is Circle. Absolutely terrible and intended in that particular case. Circle dipped all the way to 187, after the initial break and wants to take it out again. So now it's back to holding the 195. I'm always going to get out of a trade when it reverses a big break like this, but I think this is going squeezing again here on Circle. So I'm going to try to get inventory into a 200 break on Circle. I don't want to take a 200 break. I want to be long into 200, which means first things first, buy the dip back into 195. That's going to be the next play for me, barring anything crazy happening in HIMS to get me back in. It's still heading lower. VWAP now sitting at 46, so next available pop on trend. We'll see if we can't get HIMS. But the only two stocks I traded today have been so far Circle and HIMS, and jumping back into the long is going to make sense. Yeah, Shep Joe saying Trump is in the Oval with Netanyahu. I understand. Yeah, I get it. It just, in terms of looking for things that we're going to expected headlines or any kind of a jolt, not expecting anything crazy. Of course, anything could happen, anything said at any time. Didn't mean that the president's not talking. Just that I'm not expecting anything. So I'm going stock specific here.
All right. Right now, just real quickly before we go over there, if you're looking to trade futures like the Nasdaq, SPY, or even Bitcoin, top one futures right here, Andre, is one of the fastest growing prop firms out there. They give traders a chance to manage up to $1 million in capital. Pick your path, instantly funded, challenge, or pro account, and start your trading the real way with real payouts and a live account. In the last 90 days, they paid out over $10 million and earned 1,000 plus five-star reviews from real traders. Use a discount code TTV, discount code TTV to save on any account. Give these guys a shot, scan the QR code, and head over to top1futures.com and start trading right now towards your next big payout. So thank you, Top One, for everything on that one. We're just topping out our day right now. We're going to go find out what Adair has been up to over at the desk.
I just want to clarify, as was alluded to on the trading desk side of things, there aren't any major economic catalysts. We have the 3-month and 6-month bill auction at 11:30 a.m., but that's it. Donald Trump, the first item on his calendar, doesn't even happen until 4 p.m. It's executive orders. So Donald Trump not scheduled to do anything during market hours, though we always know he can be active on Truth Social, and you can always make any number of comments. I also want to clarify the meeting with Prime Minister Netanyahu of Israel isn't scheduled to happen until 6:30 p.m. So either way, guys, you can track this on X at TTV Research. I post a daily schedule pretty much every day before 10 a.m. if there is anything on the schedule. Here's S&P 500 right now down about 1/3%, and two pretty choppy 15-minute candles. Pretty self-contained so far today. Nasdaq, same deal. We're really very much trading within a range this morning. And we know one of the biggest catalysts on watch for this whole market had to do with tariffs. We know that Scott Bessent and Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, both of the Trump administration, have said that these tariffs are now going to go into effect on August 1st rather than July 9th. Here's CoreWeave, CRWV. This name pretty choppy today, but it did push a little bit lower in the morning after the company announced they're going to be acquiring Core Scientific. This acquisition was pretty heavily speculated and had previously been reported, but keep an eye here on CRWV. Then we have Webull, BULL, another recent IPO, announcing a $1 billion standby equity agreement after the close on Thursday, shortened session. And last but not least, TSLA, this name struggling here on more strife between Elon Musk and Donald Trump, President of the United States, about the big, beautiful bill, specifically its EV tax mandate, its EV mandates. Now, of course, we have Elon Musk saying he's going to create his own political party in response. Back to you.
Own political party, huh?
Yeah, we'll see how that, like you said, we'll see how that one goes. I'm not necessarily thinking it's an absolute lock that ends up being any kind of a long-term issue, but because it might not actually happen, and I think that's a decent chance I could get walked back the next month or weeks. But market heading right back into the downside. I thought we'd get more of a generous pop back into HIMS. I did draw the trend line, which is pretty much on the volume-weighted average price, but we might not get a shot that we're strong enough to get back up there. So if we can't, I'll see if we can get as close as possible to 45.70 to 45.80. Looking for an entry. If this thing breaks VWAP, it's an easy out because then it closes above the trend line. But I do like me some shorts into HIMS as well. And Circle, I said I wanted inventory into the break, not the break itself. Well, it broke 200 before there was any red candles on Circles. Now 6%, continuing to look very, very strong here. Next available dip buy, we'll see what kind of a red candle it puts in on a 3-minute, but that's where I'm going to look for my entry. It might end up being off 200. Ideally, we can catch this back off the 197 level. Just want to stick to the names that have so far worked, and this one continued to rally. After wiping everybody out, if you didn't get out early, looks like the shorts are back. Ooh, and getting crushed here.
Yeah, we just got reloaded on Apple, which is great. We just got 60s there. It's at 85s again. Let's take some more out here as it comes back up. I mean, as Neil mentioned, the futures, we're heading to the downside, so we want to make sure that we capture some kind of profit here on a little bit of a bounce. So good trade there on Apple. Got it right in there at 60s, exactly, and now getting it out for that 20+ pennies right there to the upside. Yeah, man, I mean, getting out of that Tesla looks like that's going to be a smart move. We just have almost nothing left on TSLA. Let's just get it out then so I don't have to worry about it. We have less than 5% left on Tesla, and there it is. So now we are now out of Tesla, completing the trade for the number one P&L. Actually, it will be Tesla. Even if I get out of AMD, which I maybe should get out of something right now because we're back into the long. I mean, I'm really trying to push the long here with Apple. So we'll get out some, I just put 69 bid. Did I not get that? No, I did not. So I crossed into the level and it ran away from me. So hopefully there it is. Comes right back in there. So we'll get that 69 fill. So that's another one right there as we'll ride the bull now and see what happens with Apple. And there it goes right back there to the upside. Amazon's trying to go as well. We are now out of Tesla. So that's going to be good. Come on, Apple. Wow. What a good reload down there on AAPL. Are you kidding me? Okay, so that was a good one. Nice little drop down into 212 and change right there as well. Uber, get on that ride right now. You go on a date night, you might take an Uber, and there goes Uber right there blasting through 96 all-time highs right now for UBER. And there it goes, man. The account is buzzing these days, man, with Uber in there. Big Bear AI, hit the like and subscribe. We can check out Marvell. That's probably tanking going the other way right now. But nice Uber all-time highs right there for Saint Ubers. All right, so just real quickly here. All right, I'm going to, I guess I can't really stop this poll, but we'll look at this right now. I don't know how we have 290 submissions, but this is stuck at 36 right now. So I don't know, I think this is not working right here, but that is okay. We'll go MBIO, BBAI, SoFi. I mean, we've been talking, it's working. Okay, it's working.
SoFi is going nuts.
I'm not sure it's working exactly, but right, he's telling me, this is the total stocks mentioned throughout the day, but 400 submissions right here. This is the game, yes. Right, so we can hit this. Can we vote this? I don't even know. Okay, so start voting right now, BBI or DJT. But for right now, I'm just going to go over MBIO. We have that right here as well. So here's Mustang. Let's figure out what's creating this upside here. Adara, MBIO, nice mover there, upside right now, breaking out. And if we zoom back out here on MBIO, this is always important to find out, man. $5.50 to $6 right there. We've already zoomed back out. This is from January. All right, Adara, what's going on with MBIO? You voted for it, and here it comes.
Yeah, I actually put it in our Trader TV live chat this morning, just our work chat. But basically here with MBIO, they have about 1 million share float, and they received FDA orphan drug designation for its treatment to be used in astrocytomas and glioblastomas. So nice little biotech catalyst here for MBIO. Again, a previous runner that does have a notable short float, or sorry, not notable short float, notably small float of about 1.04 million shares. Back to you.
That'll do it, man.
Yeah,
that kind of a float will do it.
We know all about these float games, and it can be a little bit ridiculous, but hey, that's the market that we're in. You don't like the rules? You don't have to play in them, but fundamentals don't necessarily matter when the floats are tiny. So HIMS is the only thing that we're back into as that's a candle on Tesla.
Yeah, Tesla just rippy.
HIMS on trend. Yada, yada. You guys kind of know as we're heading back in to the downside. I want to see if we can get a little tighter to 45. I should be sitting maybe at the 20 mark, actually. 45, 20 mark, just looking at where the support's starting to come in. But wow, Tesla.
Tesla, man, what did I miss? You know?
Like, it looks like maybe when it broke, maybe it's just breaking VWAP momentum back in. I'm still offering 305 on Tesla, which I'm just going to go ahead and cancel. That was for an opening trade. At this point, if I'm looking to short it, it's got to set up either pre-market or 300 lows, something that gives me a kind of a curl, because that's a violent move to the upside there on Tesla. My goodness, Circle. Yeah, we'll slap to fail. There still hasn't even been a pullback on Circles. Well, we have the initial breakout trade, and now this one wants the 205 level. It just keeps on going and going and going. Circle is just a different beast here today. And my guess is if CoreWeave didn't have news, maybe they would be a little bit different for them. I just tried to get the 160 short on CoreWeave, can't get it. It's back under VWAP. So I'm going to snag, if I can, maybe a bit above the 159 into this 160 level, as clearly between the two, CoreWeave with their acquisition of cores is going to be a, not Molson or anything, is going to be a sell relative to Circle, which is blasting high.
All right, so we had an offer sitting there at 295. So what did I miss? Iceman says we missed that rip. So there it goes, man. Nice move to the upside right there. I'm going to get out if it breaks that top of 226. As soon as we got filled, we started punching out. So I am short there. I did not realize, obviously, that we had that offer out there. We would have canceled it, but what a good out that was. Check out that out. It was just minutes ago, 290, 250 at VWAP. This is the thing, man. You just got to get it. Thank you so much, Steve J, man. I appreciate the kind words in the chat. Get into that chat. But there's the out there on Tesla immediately as we fly out of that, as it starts to rip back there to the upside. So let's not look this gift horse right now in the mouth, because we did not even really want this trade. So the fact that it's coming back down, we emptied out our clip basically for flat or for small losers like 295.30s, 295.40s, things like that. So now that it's coming back in here, we ask, what did I miss? Not much right there. 295, 294.50 coming back in there. So again, man, thanks for everybody to subscribing and liking the stream. Get that going for sure. The other name that was on that list of the stock battle there was SoFi. And again, man, like, wow, $19. It is time to empty out the clip this time on SoFi. We have nothing out of SoFi, right? And so, well, no, actually, because it went to 18, we're out of something. I think it was 18.10 or so. Yeah. We got something out there on SoFi because we had put that order there, but that's only 10%. There goes SoFi upside, man. I wish Webull had the same kind of a situation as SoFi today, but Webull, we've already ridden that one nicely to the upside up through 13.14, and Webull today on the offering gets hit to Z downside. So not liking that name there from Friday, Thursday night there, Webull, nice downside play in down 12%. But yeah, Tesla good. Apple, I mean, Apple's still working. AMD is a nice downside push as well. Let me get out of one more piece of Apple right here, because why not? And then AMD, man, AMD is now at the lows. You want to talk about propsing something up right now. I mean, I'm pretty proud, obviously, of all the trades, because why not, man? Like I say, I'm here for the family and like trading for all of you, but this is where I make money for. Literally, I probably had this shirt 40 years, if you can't tell, maybe 30 years. But we continue to trade the names that we want to trade. You know, like on here today, Tesla, AMD, Amazon, and Big Bear AI. You know, we found Apple. That was a good one, right? I mean, we're going to sit here and find trades. But Apple was a good trade. Now it looks like it wants to break. If this goes down through 212.40, that bottom, then we're out. So watch out for Apple coming back in. And look, I'm going to get another piece out right here, because look at what the futures are doing. We get some 54s. The futures right now are underneath VWAP. It's not like we're doing too much, but this doesn't look like a long to me. So I don't think we want to necessarily hold Apple here at all. We have a baby small trade in Amazon. So you know what? I'm just going to get out of Amazon now, so it's just not in the account because we don't need it. So there's an out there at 20. We had 5% left of that one. Tesla right now is back into, we'll hit it. It's a dollar club because we had posted 295, but we didn't necessarily love 295. There for the short, but it does come in, prints right at that 200 period moving average, and there it goes to the downside now for Amazon. So yeah, so far so good. As goes Tesla. So we have to take something out as it just went $1 down into 294 and now bouncing back up. So Apple spills all over itself there and breaks through that low of the day, which is fine by us. So there goes Apple back in. So far so good. A pretty good day right there. Now Neil's, okay, see this? 4 new positions. You were Circle, HIMS, and CoreWeave.
Well, so the U and CoreWeave is not, it's not the original plan, because I wanted 162s on CoreWeave, then they had that news, but I did jump in, said we take it off the 160 level, and it just curled into 159.75, local high. If it breaks 160, I want to be out. HIMS is not new at all. Circle just came back, went for a dip buy on the first available red candle on Circle, but it doesn't hold. But it just wicked it. So with first bounce off 201, wicked out underneath. I still like the long on Circle. VWAP's like $5 away here. So I need to see it maybe close a little bit better of an entry. Kind of caught it on the back end. So we had one breakout trade on Circle, and then we'll take it now through the 201 level. But CoreWeave, a different story. If you're just tuning in now, sometimes these move together. But CoreWeave buying CORZ, which is Core Scientific. Look it up again.
Yep.
Down 21%. This is an all-stock deal. So Core is probably just going to move with CoreWeave, which makes some sense. And then keep in mind, maybe when this was speculated before, some people might have anticipated that they could get like a better premium or an all-stock deal. So there's some profit taking certainly happening in Core Scientific. But first stop is always VWAP when you have a stock which is trending back into the upside. So short with the stop out at this prior bar high at the opening range, which is like 159.90. Looking for the volume weighted average price, which is about 150. Well, we just got filled there, 158.5, and then we'll see if we can get back into the low of the day. Somebody seems to like 156 on CoreWeave, so I'm going to bid out in front of that if we break the volume weighted average price. At this point, so far so good. And HIMS, just to go back over to this name, it also wicked, but we're still trending. Look at that. We're all still trending up in HIMS here. 7 candles in a row on the green. Still under VWAP, so obviously the longer-term trend on the day is still holding to the downside. But at some point, I want to see this curl and not only be on the front end of the trade after the second time through. So CoreWeave, new short, that's looking good. HIMS, my stop is this candle right in here, the 46, 45, 65. So it's a pretty tight stop on HIMS on the way potentially back to our original entry point. I only like this one to the south side, so I'm not really thinking any longs at this point on HIMS. I want to try to be in this one for the long haul. Adara?
Here's RERE. This is AT Renew Inc. And if you're thinking this looks like a little bit of a buy program potentially on this talk, you might be correct. They did announce on June 30th, so last Monday, that they've approved a new $50 million share buyback program over a 12-month period starting on June 30th. So nice look here for RERE to the upside. Back to you.
Riri?
Yeah, Rihanna right there. So, yeah, good level there for RI. ARM is at support. We'll look at that in a minute. I just want to say we did have a nice move down there for AMD, so able to take advantage of that one as well there, AMD. Just catching out of everything right now. Tesla, we get the great fill down there at 293.70s, so that turned out to be pretty good. We just got stopped out of something. No, we didn't. We just got the AMD bid. That's all that happened right there. So we wound up getting the, oh, wow. I mean, this is getting to be pretty nasty right now for the chip space, now down 2+%. We were saying like we've got Marvell, that's going to be down today, most likely at $73. So that had a good move, man. We had a good run up there. We were able to cash some out of Marvell, $78, $79, $80 all last week. But again, the chip space getting hit today. It was NVIDIA was the one name that was maybe up a little bit there. Let's check out that MBIO. That's trying to go again. We already labeled that $6, possibly the good short there on MBIO. Uber won't stop. So, yeah, this is a good dip buy opportunity, I would think, on Uber. I just wonder if the market gets a little nastier right here. I don't think it's going to, but if it does, then does Uber profits come out of Uber because it's up so much? You know, that could be something that winds up happening. But I was actually looking at Disney.
Usually when Tesla bounces, Uber falls.
Yeah. I think they're a little disconnected now because of the stories.
I hope so.
Right now, I mean, Uber's at all-time highs, so nothing to complain about there. We're long mid-60s on that one. Disney trying to hold up as well, but Disney had been up here at 124 before, so we're going to watch out for that. Nice little top-out action there on Disney. They had that huge move. I was talking to you guys about this last week. I think that Apple movie crushed it, F1 or something, so we can look at that. But this is what I'm trying to find for Disney right there. There was Jurassic Park 2, right?
That came out this week.
Yeah, because 4th of July, right? Lots of big movies coming out. 124 right there. We've seen this before on Apple, so that hit last year, April. Right there. So this could be a nice little level. What a roller coaster, man. You don't have to go to the theme park, just watch the stock as you go down, and back up, as my 10-year-old daughter likes Leviathan. So she's really happy to go on Leviathan and now wants to go on all of the Canada's Wonderland roller coasters. But
Erin is just...
They only have one. They've only been once.
We just measured her when we came back from camping. Mm-hmm. She can get away with, I think, going on all the rides now.
Yeah, good.
I think she just hit it. We'll hopefully get to go soon. But I know we're going to go up to Adara in a quick little second here, but NVIDIA is really, really trying to hold on to the volume-weighted average price. this time. And it looks, like I said, it looks relatively strong compared to the other chip. It's a good sign that it's 0.4% down into a market that's 0.6. So it's got relative strength overall as well. I do like them with this chip names bleeding. This one does look like it's a little bit better. You close this bar hopefully tight to VWAP, and then it can almost be a bit of a breakout trade. So just a couple minutes to go on this 53-minute bar here on NVIDIA, but it's looking a heck of a lot more constructive for a long. CoreWeave, it's trying to break VWAP, but if we don't break it this time, look, if NVIDIA goes, CoreWeave can easily follow it just combination too, based on their business. So I got to make sure that this breaks out. I'm taking my profit in CoreWeave. Adara?
There's some context there on DIS in terms of April 2024. That was also the same time they had that proxy vote with Nelson Peltz, who, in case you guys missed it, backed by former massive Disney shareholder and former director there, Ike Perlmutter, basically trying to do this proxy vote here in activist investment in Disney. Didn't go through. That was April 2024. So just some, I guess, context there. Back to you.
I would have been able to gotten that one. I remember that he got out and then the stock tanked. So good job there for Nelson Peltz and company. Really did some good work over there for shareholders at the time, of course. I want to look back at Apple just real quickly here, 212. Trying to bounce off 212. That is that pre-market low right there. So there could be something going on with AAPL in those areas. But the thing is we're under the 200. We're under. So right now, not really liking it under right now. Over, under, I will take over. So we got to get a little above some of these levels before we start to look over there. Palantir, a name that we haven't looked at too much today, other than we're talking about it running the highs. So this would be a name that, as you look here and you figure out where it's going, to me, this looks pretty productive right here if we can get a dip buy into 134. So that's coming up right now, 134 and change here for PLTR. So we'll watch out for that. Tesla, we have less than 10% left on this short. We actually cleaned out of like 70% of it or so as soon as we got it because it was a mistake. And if you ever have an order sitting there, this is the thing about trading multiple positions. Neil and I do it, and sometimes make it look easy, but it's not that we make it look easy. It's our software easily allows us to sort of see all the positions. We want to give a big shout out to Real Trading for the software and for all the support that they give us. But yeah, as soon as I just didn't see that order in there right there. So once that came through, we were quickly to exit almost all of it before putting out a 296 stop, 296.25. That didn't get run, but came close. So when it came back in, we really just emptied it out for relatively flat. So right now, we only have 10% left. And if this runs 296 again, then we're going to be out of that stock. So I just want to give everybody a brief little update on that position there for Tesla. No more bids in case it does come down. AMD, only one small piece left as well. We'll look to reload Amazon. I mean, we did get stopped out. Actually, we never got stopped out of Amazon. We pushed all these out ourselves. So this could be a good long. It's at that 223 level that we had written down that I liked. So that could be something to look forward to there on Amazon as well. Feel like we've missed some trades. Obviously, we've missed lots of trades today because it's a busy day. But needless to say, some good trades here. We're not going to be red on anything, so it's good. I did try something on, I thought Rolls-Royce is moving around, so we take a little bit of a hit there on Rolls-Royces. I tried to buy 1348 and it came back in there. So ping sheets were down on right there just looking at Rolls-Royce, but it didn't do anything. RYCEY, thought there was a chance there, but we'll be down and that's it. So
news on that?
I don't think so. Only less than 1 million shares. So I don't think there's too much going on. And I just continue to look at my alerts, XYZ right now. Could be moving around a little bit here. Block, $70. We've seen some moves up. Yeah, there it is. So nice move up there for Block, trying to take out the day's high. Disney, Boeing, Amazon. So it's a lot of the same. We'll go over all of this. Was that a call for Adara? Yes, so let's go over to Adara.
Here's the IWM down about 0.5% right now. And I guess running into a little bit of resistance here with this post-market low, maybe from support to resistance for the Russell 2000. This high here is just around 223 right now, trading around 222. So we're roughly $1 from the day's highs on the Russell. It's worth noting, though, the start of the day here for the Russell with two strong tails looking to support at 221 actually looked a little bit better than what we were seeing from the Nasdaq or the S&P 500. We have quite a few small cap runners today. We've already talked about some of them, and like with these small cap runners, they tend to flow in and out of relevance. Right now, though, VIOT on watch. Viomi Technology, I could not find any news on this name here, VIOT, but relative volume of around over 77. So decent look there for VIOT in terms of eyes looking at this stock this morning. Then we have MBIO, Mustang Bio, has been discussed a couple times already today. Bit of a bull flag look. This one receiving orphan drug designation from the FDA for its treatment of astrocytomas and glioblastoma. Last but not least, another thing we've seen on this docket before, for lack of a better term, that's Para-Zero Technologies, PRZO. This is a drone and aviation play, successfully achieving 100% effectiveness for Defend Air against one of its technologies. Good look here for PRZO. About a 4% short float for this one. Make sure to like and subscribe as we send you back to the guys.
Yeah. Thanks, Dara. Well, it doesn't have to make sense, but NVIDIA held the volume-weighted average price for a split second, so I said, if that happened, I'm getting out of CoreWeave. Obviously, CoreWeave doesn't have to move with NVIDIA, but it was bouncing, so we got a nice little trade, 159.5, but curled out at the 158 level. But the second it started to go up, NVIDIA lost VWAP. So I went long on this break, 158.75. It then kind of lost the prior bar as an exit point for me there, but it can still be a long. I don't mind jumping back into this one. That was a very specific entry. I wanted breaking here, holding on that initial stop. I might jump back into this, but CoreWeave suddenly not really caring what's happening, A, in the overall market, B, what's going on in NVIDIA. So the scalp out of that one I think makes a heck of a lot of sense. NVIDIA is still the only chip name that looks like it's even worth a shot at a long, but I can't ignore what just happened here. Like, it looked like it was breaking the trend line, but then immediately rejected underneath it. So yeah, technically it broke out, but it didn't close above the downtrend from the top here on NVIDIA. If it can do that, that's the only way I jump into it. It's not going to be the low of the day. Just got to be able to play some patience. And I think it was right to get out of CoreWeave on that strength. This seems like it's headed maybe right back into break 160. So if it breaks 160, I don't think I short this unless it tags the 162 where it did the topping tail earlier. Quick little scalp trade. At this point, CoreWeave not really flying around as much as I would have expected on this deal news. It's kind of consolidating a bit. Take the buck half if you can get it at this point.
I just see, I look to my left here, and although obviously we're missing Neil, we're missing Brendan, but right there, and Ramin, of course, as well. Andre, well, we're missing a few people, but there it is. There's Joe right there saying peace. He's ready to go. He's ready to lock and load it. Thanks, everybody, for this. I'm going to put this in the chat. A lot of great comments, man, like 60. What's up, Chef Joe? Baller Tables. Stoney's in Oakville. Yes, I have been there, Jonathan. My parents actually live in Oakville, so we really like Stoney's there, right on the water there, downtown Oakville. So what's up, gangs all here. Salute to you as well. There, myself, my guy over there, Jonathan. So shout out to you. Mike, everybody, thank you. Ron Miller, everybody. Sleepy Lion. Thank you so much to everybody. There it is. What's up, Andy Hawkins? You guys are doing an absolutely phenomenal job. Well, thank you so much for watching and for your continued support. And we do also, yeah, there it is. That's your boy Joe there hitting the numerous bangs. So thanks, Joe. We had a great time, always a great time heading out with the gang. But right here, we do want to thank Trade the Pool. We got another behind the scenes look at Trade the Pool, of course. And this time we're diving into the community side of Trade the Pool. As you know, each trader gets his or her own hub, and inside one you'll find Trade Talk, a powerful charting and analysis space where traders map out strategies, break down setups, and share predictions, kind of like what we do here live every single day on the show. And if you are looking for real-time interaction, the Trade the Pool Discord is where you get to visit. It's full of active traders sharing insights, trades, and tips to grow together. At Trade the Pool, you're not trading alone. You're joining a firm that invests in your growth, technically, mentally, and of course, financially. Head to tradethepool.com and make sure you do scan said QR code available right now on your screen. All right, Trade the Pool, thank you so much for sponsoring us. All right, so I was actually about to say, do you want to dance with the devil here or not? Because, all right, well, AMD is absolutely cranking, man. That is now down 250 and going lower right now as the market goes higher. That is unique right there. Tesla could be another short there, but I was going to say dance with the devil here in the pale moonlight because Robinhood, I know it's the wrong, it should be like a Joker thing or something like that, but right now Robinhood. It still works. Yeah, Robinhood, Batman, Robinhood. All right, so Batman Robin, I guess. 94.60 right there as the high for Robinhood. So I was just saying we've seen it now 3 times. Could be a double top, triple top up there, depending on how you look at it. But when you sort of zoom out and you see what the potential here for Robinhood is, it's not surprising that we're dropping off of here. But I think 95 seems like a better spot for me to get involved short with Robinhood. So that would be a level for me to look at right there, 95 change for Robinhood. So I still like this short. I could see starting this short if it comes up to 94.70. So just a name that we really haven't looked at too much there, Robinhood. But yeah, 94.70. Just watch out for that top there. And I was thinking Uber. I know Uber is cruising, man. Uber, Sharif, is $96. What a move up for Uber there. Everyone's scared, robo-taxi, this and that, but we know about Waymo. And we don't think that necessarily robo-taxis are going to hurt Uber. It could add to their fleet, if anything. So we'll wait to see what winds up happening with Uber. But yeah, love and respect to you as well, James, as we see a lot of new faces in the chat today. So thank you so much, Pooja, Brian, Love to Trade, James, everybody that's in the chat, Michael P. DeRider. We always see that, and that's a fact. Jack, Michael P. DeRider is in there as well. So, get involved, get into our chat. The only way to be there is through subscribing. So let's get going on that right now. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. You've looked at a couple of recent new releases, including Circle and CoreWeave. The other one,
apparently everyone
Voyager.
needs to be in Wolf.
Oh yeah, is that still going? Like that was $1.80 last time we looked at it.
220.
Oh my.
Technically 219 on Wolf for everyone that's actually counting, which, yeah, if you're saying what to this, Sharif, it's actually not the biggest percentage mover that's done a couple 100 million shares or over 100 million shares. There was something else. Remember was it MBIO, I think, was a little bit stronger. Probably. MBIO, and maybe a little bit more volume as well. But still, Tesla. This one looks really good. Look at the $2 level here on Wolf. If this can hold $2, it's over. Like, it's consolidating over that $2 level. You can see what that level is on the daily chart. This might be worth it. Oh, I said I was going to pay for locates in Mullen because, you know what? I actually don't remember the story that Dara mentioned with regards to Mullen. It just, maybe okay, good, there wasn't one. That's better. But it gapped up, trended down, then popped into VWAP at the open, and then fell again. So I'm going to short it into VWAP because it's Mullen. But this Wolf does look pretty solid. Just gonna go over to CoreWeave again. It failed 160, but it's still looking relatively strong. I think we got the best we could out of the first short at the 160. This looks a little bit stronger. As I say that, it comes back underneath 160 level. I want to see this making some lower highs before I jump into the short again. Since this little bottom here, higher low, breakout, if it puts in another higher low, that's kind of bullish on CoreWeave, and there's no need to jump into it when it's looking bullish for the first time here today. So might have to back off of CoreWeave in the short term, and that does give me a chance to get into Wolf. You hold $2, why not? 205, the recent low. There's a lot of upside on this stock. I mean, if it goes 100% up, it wouldn't surprise me. Next big level, about $3 on the daily chart. Adara?
Keep an eye here on crypto, of course, and we talk a lot about Bitcoin this morning. Sharif and I talked a great deal about Bitcoin consolidating near these all-time highs, tons of inflows in the crypto space. But one area that's getting a lot of inflows and a lot of attention with regards to these treasuries is Ethereum. So let's talk about ETH. This is a weekly chart. Thing has been really, really consolidated. We made this nice push off of, this is the Liberation Day low here, or just below that Liberation Day low. This came in April 7th, that week. That was just around that 1,300 level. We've pushed up quite considerably since then. Right now, trading around 2540, but we haven't broken above this 2750 area for quite a while. Let's see if we're able to continue to hold the support of around 21 two that we formed in mid-June and break above that level. Right now, it looks like Ethereum is very much in a consolidative place, though unlike Bitcoin, it's not consolidating anywhere near all-time highs. BTC, for its part, is still trading around that 108 level. Ethereum, as mentioned, consolidated around above 2,500. We have XRP up about 2% today. Solana up about 0.25%. Cardano and Doge both trading pretty tightly. So all these crypto names fairly consolidated. Nothing is really breaking out or breaking down as of right now. Back to you.
Yeah, 108.1 there. Yeah, not tickling the old fancy right here for that one. So we'll wait to see if anything's going to get developed with that. Tesla, I mean, we're going to take it out at 293 if it comes back in, man. Let's just take $2 on this. We could take $1 right now on this if we wanted to. We're short 295, but it just bounced off VWAP up and the 50-period moving average pretty darn clean. MBIO is taking out now that extended level. So we didn't short, we didn't short this, but the look, I believe the look was short, whether or not, obviously it wasn't right. All you can really do is zoom back out to try to find out. We know there's only a 1 million share float here, so this name is gone. And I wouldn't short it. I was just saying, like, if you're long on these are profit areas, and now you're like really blasted through. So I would just say, good luck if you're short on this one. I'm not, and might be danger. The only short that I was debating taking, and we should have, was Robinhood, but there goes Robinhood right now, breaking lower through 94. Definitely something to be taken right into there. So we'll wait to figure that out. Neil's in Mullins on a couple of runners that we're looking at. Let's just have a quick
I'm paying
look
for locates on MBIO.
Yeah, MBIO is getting out of hand.
Oh, wait a minute.
You might want to look at that.
Oh, they just jumped.
That doesn't matter. Yeah, how much is it for 100?
It just went up to like 27 cents a share.
Okay, so 27 bucks.
Well, what's interesting is if you wait.
270 for 100 then.
Yeah, what happens is $27 for 100. Well, basically, if you pay for the locates this morning, like before it goes up 400%, you're paying a fraction of that price. If you wait until it tags like $7, then all of a sudden you're paying a heck of a lot more. So for a $6 stock, paying a quarter on it, based on your style of trade, like to me, if you're trying to risk 25 cents on say a $6 trade or a $7 trade, well, all of a sudden that is now double implicitly if you use it. So I'm going to back away from that. I am in Mullen, but let me just go over to the other one, which is Wolf Speed. Bye-bye. Yeah, so Wolf, there is the dip back into 2. It's not really happening. It doesn't seem like it wants to go too far back into the downside. I might just see if we can't see something on the tape or like a big level to work off of here. So again, like the only position I'm in is Mullen. It's underneath the volume weighted average price. I'm bidding every penny till it gets to 25 cents because 25 cents is a round number on Mullen. Really, that's it. Gets 27, I'll take some out. Gets 26, I'll take some out. 25, we'll take some out.
All right, big the money storm here for Tesla. We just take it $2 and we're out. So we're now out of Tesla. It's bounced off here a couple times. So we're going to take 293. We're literally bidding 293.01. We got it. There it comes in right now. So now we just have a $3 trade here on AMD. And where to try to get out? What about just this break right here? 134.75. I mean, if we break that, then we might as well get out. So let's put that trade in right now. Our stops on all these trades are so much lower, guys. It's crazy, or so much like higher than where we are right now. 134.81. Okay, well, it's going to come up. Let's just go 135. We only have less than 5% left. 135.01. We'll break that. If we put in 80s, we might just get jiggled out right here, but it's not really affecting anything right now. So, yeah, man, Wolf probably needs to be traded to the long side. I mean, I feel really silly just sitting here talking about it, and because there's the break right there, $2. That was a great one, breaking that level from April, that bottom, once we got back going to the upside right there on Wolf. So there it goes, man, up through $2 and change. Looks like it still wants to go. Eventually, it's going to fall apart, but I don't really know when that is right now. I mean, waiting for it to halt, it hasn't halted yet, which is kind of strange. I mean, that moved from 180 to 210. That maybe should have halted it, but I guess that wasn't over enough time frame. So we'll have to wait to see what's going on there with that name. The only trade that we've got in and out of that we kind of wish we were still in maybe was Amazon. Look at that out there on Tesla again. Like if you guys are following, great. If not, great too. But Bouncing off of some of these levels and talking about them, shorting at the 200 period and 95 what we listed, that was risky because we actually forgot that trade. And then when it came back in, let's just make sure you capture some kind of profit where profit lies. Because if you don't do that, then you're kind of sitting there like asking yourself, I don't know, self, like you're asking yourself, first of all, you say self, and then you get an answer. Most of the time when I talk to myself, nobody responds. Right there. Thanks for responding there, Neil. But that's that. SMR, we haven't looked too much at any of the nuclear names, so let's just figure that. So that's good. I'm really happy with SMR. Our average outs there, 38, 39. Yeah, so it was actually down to 34, so nice move down. Oh, we had that IonQ offering that happened earlier on in the day as well. That was a disaster written all over it because that was $48. And
be honest,
we sat here like, huh?
The reason I'm going to slap a fail for that on IonQ is we both looked at each other and we're like, that makes absolutely no sense. And I don't think it made sense to anybody. And clearly it didn't to the market either. Ultimately most things have worked out this morning. But at the open, this essentially gave you, well, if you missed shorting it the first time, why don't you short it the second? It just gave you an obvious short back through 47. Like it fails 48. Look at the topping tail. It's continuing lower. Maybe even look at VWAP, but that could be gone there. As I said, the only thing I'm in is the worst stock in the history of the stock market. Second or third, maybe. IEX was pretty bad as well. Mullen took the first pop that we could. Like it broke this 28 level, bit of a fail breakdown, came back in to test 30, failed underneath, so shorted that into the low. Ideally you get a VWAP setup, but if it's just gonna hold trend, it's just gonna hold trend. Speaking of the trend, I'm now looking at only small caps. Well, I shouldn't say only small caps, but the ones that are setting up right now. So you're getting a pullback in Wolf. If it gets to VWAP, great, but I just think holding $2 is so key here that any bounce between 2 and 215, I'm going to look for the long here on Wolf on the way back in. There's probably a bunch of sectors that we've ignored today because you got to trade what moves. Let's find out what they might be with Adara.
Honestly, a lot of these sectors are just really weak. Consumer services down here pretty much across the board with CMG notably down about 3%. That would be Chipotle, Mexican Grill. Energy Minerals, red. Health Services, pretty red. UNH down almost 2%. Communications, red. Process Industries, red. Of course, Tesla leading the consumer durable sector to the downside after Elon Musk, CEO, once again ignited his feud with former ally U.S. President Donald Trump. Transportation mostly red here, but DoorDash is green and Uber is up about 3%. Only catalyst I could find on this is apparently Pony AI has some news with regards to deploying for a trial in Dubai. Now, Pony AI and Uber previously announced a strategic partnership, and there were also some reports going back a couple of weeks ago that former Uber CEO Travis Kalanick is trying to buy Pony AI, potentially with the help of Uber. So potentially it's a Pony AI related move. Then we have finance pretty red here, and both of our tech sectors really weak. Technology services, Oracle down about 2% this morning. We had some reports that the company was going to give the government special discounts for access to its cloud and AI services. Netflix red, getting a downgrade this morning. Google red. Meta actually holding up relatively well. And electronic technology, all of the main names here are red. GE up almost 1%, but Apple, Nvidia, Broadcom, Micron, and AMD, anything that's in this semiconductor space to the downside. Back to you.
All right, so we want to thank everybody for your patience. Obviously, you might start to hear right now as work being done like all the time around here right now as we get Studio 8 ready to go in behind you right now. So we want to thank Russell and Peter and the group back there for working as hard as they do every day for us here. So thank you guys for that and your continued support, obviously with...
We call it a Black Swan event. I don't know.
What is that? Appreciate your patience. Oh, there it is. Oh, I see.
It's not a black. Look, obviously it's weird.
Studio 8?
Studio's not a black swan.
No.
We know
Did
it's coming. This is no. It's just on the scroll thing.
There
I called it a black swan. As everything melts and explodes and blows.
I mean, I guess
blowing things up.
There is an aspect of like not expecting to hear this kind of crazy noise, but I guess that might be enough of the swan.
That was intense.
That was a little bit intense, but shout out to the construction team again for us here. All right, so AMD, we got out as that broke through 135, my bad. That was the stop that we had. We had less than 5% on that one, obviously, as it gets stopped out. What about Robinhood right now? Looking to go through 95. I think this is a long push here through 95. The problem is like, where do we stop out if we're wrong? 94.60s, because you could have this, like, it's infamous fake and break type thing that I've sort of coined there, break and fake, actually. It's break first, fake you out, and then come right back and rip through the top side again. So I think we'll try a 95 here on Robinhood. These are, actually, it's not all-time highs, of course. We got through 100. We talked about that earlier, 95. So, yeah, there is some memory up here. Maybe it's not as great. It would have been better if this was more of a key level here on 95. But like as we zoom in and around, like 95 is, I guess there's something about it. I mean, that's 95.50. I don't know, just because it's a key break, I think. SoFi has been really good as well, trying to find some of that. So yeah, that's right here. Neil's already seen this, but this is the greatest thing of all time. There it is. We put this up. Oh, 243 likes also on Instagram. Shout out to that as well. But I don't know, Andre and or Fabian, I alert to you because I can't show the sound. But this is the greatest thing in Trader TV Live history. So this little baby Neil, baby me, baby O'Leary is just the best. So and if you don't think so, you ain't a friend of mine. Although, you know, wait a second, this has more likes and comments than this.
Just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
How does that... go back.
What?
How does that compare to what you looked like, baby? Just out of curiosity.
Oh, it looked horrible. I mean, I'm much darker as a baby, olive complexion. But yeah, I don't know. It looks okay.
It looks like I have a cousin that looks like.
We're gonna play it. So go over, find this out on @Trader TV Sean or @Trader TV Live. But I want to play that in a minute. It's just too funny when I'm telling you, like, man, he said going to hell. Like, that's a little harsh. And I thought
it was a bit much.
Oh, there goes Robinhood. Yeah, it was a bit much there. He crushed us right there. Okay, I'm gonna try this right now. I just punched long. I missed that because, again, content. But here we go, man. We're on long at 95.04. Good enough. I mean, we probably could have been long at 95.01s. But there's, again, so half a unit right now on this break. We've been having way too good of a morning for some kind of an idea like this to ruin us. So we're not going to go hard on this. But again, that's to each their own. We only have 15 minutes left. I'm going off to the gym after this. So there we go. We'll get some out at 17. Here we go, man. Wow, the face slapper's in the building again here as Robinhood continues to go higher. Let's get something out in the 20s. Okay, there it goes. 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. Sold to whoever wants to hit the buy button. I'm here selling. So there it goes. Nice move up there for Robinhood. Let's just play this out a little bit as we get higher and higher right there. We talked about it before we take it. We talk about it now. There goes Robinhood. And again, this is the difference between what we're doing here on Trader TV Live and what absolutely everybody else is doing. I talk about trades before they're happening, and then we take them when they do happen, and then we work out of them. It's not reviewing what coulda, shoulda, might happen. There are going to be some names where Neil and I don't get involved in. We look at them and, like that Wolf or MBIO or whatever. But when I like a trade, I'm going to sit there and try to take it. Whether or not it works out or not, we'll find out. But right there, we're already out of 30% in the 20s. Now let's wait to see what winds up happening as this one name pulls back. I was thinking about 94. It's going to have to be 94.50. That's 90, maybe 94.40. Let's see if we can reload this in the mid 70s if we do get that opportunity to come back in. So for me on Robinhood, that's going to be like sort of a load zone there. And if we can get it, great. Let me take out one more piece here. There it is. We take out a 25. Now let's just climb higher here, Robinhood, and see what's next. And that's that. So there it goes, my nice little 30-cent move right there for Robinhood, and we got it. Just kind of elevating right now. We're just stacking. We actually have something for that right here today. We've hit our goals. Right now, we're not at the highest spot because we wound up, Apple, that's what it was. Apple wound up coming back in and taking us out of that trade, or we would be. This is the only trade here where we had actually a loss. On right there, our last trade. So far, oh wow, Neil, there are you're not in this, but there goes Robinhood.
I just went to
50 cents.
Amazon bounced off. I put it in the chat. I didn't want to interrupt.
Yeah.
I didn't want to hit anything.
Go.
So I know you were talking about Robinhood, which is an unbelievable stock. It's another one I didn't take a long enough look at.
Yeah, same.
Coming back in for sure. So I'm glad you got into that because it's a great looking daily chart. But Amazon just bounced off the volume weighted average price 3 times on a 3-minute chart. So I kind of figured, why would you not, if you like the long, why would I not go over to Amazon? So 223.5-ish is the volume weighted average price. If it loses that, I'll jump out. I got 58s as a long. I want to play it into the high. Just remember on Amazon, you go 15-minute chart here. It's a double top, not exactly at 225, but more like 224.5. So you've got significant resistance into that 225 level. So if it gives the buck, I'll take that. It's still a breakout over that top to me on Amazon. If it happens today, great. If it happens tomorrow, great. We'll take it whenever we get it. And, you know, like Mullen, there might be something up here with the lows on Mullen, because when I look at what happened, I kind of zoomed it out and was like, oh, well, look where it bounced early in the morning. It bounced pretty much exactly where it broke down right at the end of the day on Thursday. So that level looking is going to buy again at that 25. So I took a little bit more out at 26. Ideally, I can jump out of this trade and let it get to VWAP, which is a much better trade on Mullen. That's where I would much rather be in and load it up on Mullen. But if it doesn't get there, it doesn't get there. So we're into Amazon off volume weighted average price, praying Mullen, now that I've taken out over half of it, can get back up to VWAP and get me into a potential trade there. Wolf MM, it's still, as you can see, since it got to 250, it's still putting in red bars on the 3-minute. There hasn't been a turn. As long as it can hold on to $2 in the volume weighted average price, I'm down with trying to catch a bid, but it hasn't really shown me any kind of a bottom yet on this little bit of a pullback. So it's still upward trending. I don't have any issues with the way the stock is moving, but if I slap a trend line on it, I wouldn't be buying into it until it got to closer to like 205, 210, or potentially the volume weighted average price. I'm trying to be patient with Wolf and not trying to get the tops in here. 185 million in volume. It's the kind of stock that you should be able to trade multiple times. Here at Real Trading, we can get in and out as many times as we want. So I don't feel the need to have one perfect price and then hold it all day long. I just don't like buying tops, especially at this kind of day. Micah Smith, thank you for the super chat. Is it Micah? Micah, maybe.
How do you spell it? Micah.
Micah. What time is Trump talking today? I do believe the meeting with Netanyahu
So
aftermarket.
all
right?
of his events are actually closed press. The first one's at 4 p.m. Eastern. It's just him signing executive orders. Then we'll get at 6:30 p.m. He'll be talking to Prime Minister Netanyahu of Israel. So again, nothing is supposed to be happening during market hours because it's Donald Trump. That can always change. But he is not scheduled to speak any time around these open market hours, though. Again, he might be doing these executive orders at 4 p.m., but they're not going to be on camera anyway, as far as we can tell.
That works. And what is on camera right now, or at least you can hear it, you can't see it, is the studio construction that's going on there. So thank you for that answer there. Hopefully, look, you don't have to send us, we appreciate the super chat. You don't have to send them to us to get our attention. Just make sure you hit the subscribe so you can be in the chat. You can always just sort of tag us like this. There you go. And Daniel T's asking me about Intel. I'll get there in a second, but we got to go to Adara for Money Talks.
Also, it's worth noting, I just checked Trump's schedule again. It looks like they added an event, but it's not Donald Trump. At 1 p.m., apparently we're going to get a press briefing from White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt. Again, this was not previously on the calendar as of less than an hour ago, so interesting stuff. But either way, 1 p.m., we will get a press briefing from White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt. I will cover that for you guys. Here is the U.S. dollar, which is trying to make a little bit of a base. It looks like here around that 96.3 level. Right now, we're poised to take out these highs from Thursday around 97.5, trading here around 97.3. But if you zoom out, it's very clear we're still in a downtrend for that U.S. dollar. Now let's take a look here at the Fed funds tool. 95.3% of participants are still expecting we're not going to be getting any rate change at the July meeting, which will happen July 30th. Crazy to believe that's less than a month away. The September meeting, however, we're still expecting a cut. 62.6% of participants expecting a 25 basis point cut at the September meeting. 3% actually expecting a 50 basis point cut. But again, that is the vast minority. Then another 35% of participants are expecting we'll keep rates the same. Either way, it seems like if we do get a rate cut this year, the first cut is likely, more likely than not, to be in September. Generally, we have futures and I guess just overall opinion pricing in 2 rate cuts this year, September, and then another cut either October or December. Back to you.
able to get out. So I only have a third left of Robinhood. I mean, when it moved up there, we wanted to make sure we got that out. I mean, our hesitancy with Robinhood in the beginning of this whole trade was the fact that the market is pushing lower. So we just take advantage of that, get a whole bunch of outs here, man. We got some 60s, some 50s, and here it comes back in. I actually, yeah, it still remains the same. Did I even put that order out there for 94.50? I did not. So 94.48 or so coming in right there for Robinhood. So yeah, good trading obviously here so far today as we look for many different names. MBIO, we talked about the back end of the trade there for Wolf, and that was eventually going to come in, and it did pretty quickly as well for MBIO, 7 down to 5. So as some of these names now getting a little bit less excited for this move, there goes the move down for the Nasdaq as well. So be very, very careful with what you wish for. Robinhood back up. So we take another move out there on Robinhood. Just bounced off 95. Take another out there at 95.30s. So good for that. Happy to get that. I see a lot of talk there, obviously, in the chat about Webull. Long at $11 in the long-term account. I want to get more. I actually forgot about buying this. I didn't forget. I put it in the RRSP. I could have put it in the swing account. Now that we've cashed out of some of Marvell and some of the names in the swing account there, we do have a little bit more cash now to work with. So I think that if Webull does pull back, I do like that. Remember, SPAC name now public, so watch out for that. We've seen some of these names get a little topsy-turvy sometimes on SPAC release, right? And so we'll wait to see what winds up happening right here with Webull, but I like it around $11 mark. Robinhood still the same out, but we have less now. We only have a third, sorry. We have a quarter now left, as we did have a third. It's just bouncing around 94.70. I'm bidding for some more down there, and if we get that, then good. But for right now, hopefully we get back up to the upside. Looking for an out around 96, or we get out at 94.50 if it breaks. So that's what I'm looking at right now. Basically, just Robinhood. We can always have a quick look back there at Tesla. What's up, CSP Ideas? Good. 4,000 shares long at 11.50 on Webull. I mean, I like the stock. It's just you did get that move down there the other day, so watch out for Webull. You know, not doing the best right now.
Well, offerings will do that, but
yeah.
I actually like. Look, to me, I've said this before. I have a strong dislike when you day trade, focusing too much on the percent down thing, because it doesn't tell you the story. Yeah, you're gap down and you're continuing off the open on the sorry, I'm just eating a watermelon. On that offering, but since 9:40, after the first 10 minutes, it's been trending up with higher lows in play as well. So kind of the market telling you there's some buyers in there. As long as you can hold that $12 level, I think you're pretty good. Now, speaking of as long as you can hold on, Amazon might not be the good reload off VWAP, which I just did take in front of the volume weighted average price. I don't put my stop exactly, I'm fighting a sneeze, exactly underneath the volume weighted average price. I think a line on a chart is a line on a chart. I think you want to give at least a little bit of room, but not too much. So it's going to probably stop out any second now on Amazon as, you know what? I'm going to punch out. I think I had it at 25, but there was some guy just sitting there that sold it back down underneath the 30 level and followed it for like 200, like 1,000 shares or so. So I'm just going to get out. It's losing the volume weighted average price. Ultimately, it's a strong stock, but the market just took the low of the day. And this is also breaking trend, right? So if this is something, if I was flat on the stock, ask yourself what you do when it breaks a trend line, and oftentimes it's go short. So if I'm long, at a bare minimum, I don't have to short it, but I should be getting out of it, right? So Amazon will be a loss for me. I could have not reloaded this one in front of VWAP, but I'm going to take that trade at this time of day, 10 times out of 10 on a relatively strong stock. Jag D Mag saying BTBT taking off. I'm as surprised as anybody this is holding up. I just, that story to me, going from Bitcoin over to ETH, doesn't seem like it would be something that would be that great. But congratulations if you're in it. We'd mentioned in the open that $4 is kind of an obvious area for resistance. I might pay for some locates if it gets to $4. It makes some sense to me to short this. 80 million shares volume, 10% short float means you have to be careful. But if it gets up there and breaks trend during lunchtime, I'm probably going to take a shot shorting this. Very different from, say, like Mullen, which is a bad stock trending down. That one you got to be careful because it's squeezing to the upside. So you want to be sure that you get a topping tail candle, a trend break, something a little bit more definitive to jump into the short. Actually, before I do anything, I should actually make sure we don't have free locates.
All right, here we go. We were going to do what's for lunch, but we got this going. Here we go.
Crush you like the cockroaches you are. That's
What?
Oh, come on now. Whoa, hold on a second. Nice to the
Cockroaches. I'm wearing the hat
an
today.
Apple Watch on your wrist when you're being a fashionista. That's forbidden. Do you really want to go to hell because you happen to have your Apple Watch?
hell?
Do not do that. Only when you're working out it's permitted.
The going to hell might be a little harsh on that one.
You lose
There we
your soul
go.
and you go to hell.
I'd like to say thank you to Kevin O'Leary, but
No.
yeah, you might. Yeah, the cockroach thing is pretty bad there. But then Adair reminded us that.
Where are these cockroaches?
Yeah, so yeah, it would have been better. I should have came back with that, right? Should have came back with some Scarface on him.
Well, it was too. Like, the
right
thing
there.
about it is like you just it wasn't scripted.
Took us
You
by surprise there.
didn't expect Kevin to say that. Come on,
Well,
son.
kind of, yeah.
Well, I mean,
expect-
I knew he'd say something about the watch because of his,
we know that.
his preference, but like I wasn't expecting crushing like cockroaches.
Yeah, that was a bit hard. But
Of course.
what we're hoping is something more positive and something that we can all get behind on the new segment that is called "What's for Lunch."
Tacos.
No, it's not tacos.
We had
today.
tacos yesterday.
Yeah, it's definitely not tacos today. Okay, so today should be good. Should be good. Grilled Greek chicken. That's pretty good. I mean, I like maybe souvlaki, maybe some souvlaki style happening right here with rice, seasoned veg, and if we have Greek chicken, there's probably a certain salad that's coming along with it. So we got Greek salad as well. That's what's for lunch. All right. We will be taking some medicine, though, for lunch here on Robinhood because now we're long at 80s, and it's fine. It's going to come out here as it breaks back down below. It comes right back into the 50-period moving average. We did average into it, which is giving me the average price of 83s right now, but we were getting some out. We talked about only having 20% left right there, a quarter left. Now we average back in, so we have that same position back on that we had right here, and it looks like it is going to drip down. So we'll take 60 cents out here. It'll be roughly a flat trade. It sucks because it doesn't suck that much. There it goes out. It's fine. We took the shot there on Robinhood, but with only a couple minutes left, it just does not work out there on Robinhood on that sort of a reload there. So comes right back in. I think this is another long spot if you wanted to try it. I stopped out it's 11 o'clock. I'm out of here. We'll be back at 2 for that, but I just wanted to cover out of that trade as Robinhood there turns flat. So we're flat on Apple on the day, flat on Robinhood, up on Tesla, up, and all the things. So when I'm talking about being flat, like I'm down 10, 15, my worst stock is down 15% of my best stock, right? And I think we talk about that. I think that's important, that you don't get carried away and married to certain trades because then they turn out to be losers. That 135 out right there sucked because it's straight down, but this is, to me, the best look for me today because we put it on our sticky note. It's there. Tesla was also a really good trade, but out of that one right there on VWAP, as that broke short there, short again. That last short, we didn't mean to have it, but the fact that it was at the 200 period let us hold it a little bit, which was pretty good. Tesla, there's Amazon. And then the Amazon trade was the long. I know Neil had that, but it's coming right back into another level where you could probably go long again, but I'm out of here right now. So
I might fade. I know we're going to go.
Yeah.
Look, I'm still in the Mullen trade. Obviously, Amazon did reverse on me at VWAP there. But Cores, remember, CoreWeave is buying Core Scientific, Blue Ocean. It's an all-stock deal. And now, of course, I've gone Blue Ocean again. So what's happening right now is CoreWeave is still in the exact same range when I traded before, 160 to 157.5, underneath the volume weighted average price, as Cores is kind of squeezing a little bit here, Core Scientific. So I'm going to pull these up side by side, and as we get back into this prior high, like 15 to 15.5, if I don't see some kind of bounce in CoreWeave, I'm going to look to fade Cores because it's an all-stock offer here. They should be following each other. And there might be a little bit of an inefficiency to play. You can just look and see it's like 0.12 something shares. I'll do the quick math, figuring out time. I mean, time value matter of money doesn't matter, but it does in a sense because that's how long you'd have to hold on to this to get the shares. So I want to see what that math looks like. But this feels like a fade to me on Cores just based onto the inefficiency between it and CoreWeave. Let's go to the midday, boys. We'll be back at 2 o'clock. It's the Bash Brothers. Go get them.
Go Robinhood.
Boom! Greetings and salutations, beautiful people. Welcome to the Midday Show. That right there is your boy Joey Options, and I'm Sharif. And yes, I'm Long Wolf. So we'll see what happens over here. It's selling a little bit here, Joseph. So